We're about to take it back.
Ladies and gentlemen, here it is, the most listened to radio show on the planet.
This station is now the ultimate power in the universe.
Tony and Julie on the radio. Dr. Joe's therapy on the radio. The love doctor going live on the radio. Two mics and a mind on the radio. Radio, turned up 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 on the radio. Two mics and a mind. Two mics and a mind. Two mics and a mind. Two mics and a mind.
Hello. Welcome to Two Mics in the Mind. I am Tuli, one of your hosts. I'm John, my co-host. Hello, everyone. How are y'all?
Hello, guys. How you guys been? I missed you guys last week. How's everything going?
We missed you.
I am doing good. I'm feeling good. I'm looking good. What more can I say?
Okay. Nothing's changed.
I want to send shots out to our number one fan. That's little Jordan. We back, Jordan. We back. One of these days, Jordan, I think I want to get you to call into the show, man. People don't think that you exist, but you're a real person out there. Number one fan, Jordan. What up? Welcome. Glad to see all y'all. Glad to see everybody indeed. How y'all week been going?
Pretty good. I mean, honestly, I'm alive. We can either count the positive things that have happened or the negative things that have happened, but we're healthy and we're alive, so can't complain.
Well, I tell you what, I'm doing all right. The weekend, everything's been going good. I'm a professional life coach, so I help people navigate through the vicissitudes of life, and I have a really, really great life coaching hack that I want to share with y'all.
Okay.
I don't know if you're ready for this right here, Resident Joe.
I mean, let me get ready.
I don't know if you're ready for this, girl. Tula, get ready. Let me know when y'all ready for this hack. Let me know, Tula.
Ready?
All right. If you ever want to spruce up your life, what you need to do is go and buy you a brand new shower head. Oh yeah. Buy you a brand new shower head. Life changing. Listen, I just got my shower head in the mail today. Off the chain. Brand new shower head. Woo! That thing is beautiful. That thing got all them different stages on it. You know, it go from the straight shot to the vibrating, massaging shot. That thing got that mist. That thing just... It like that little smoke mist. Oh yeah, brand new shower head. Want to improve your life? That's what you need right there. Oh yeah, life coach, certified.
Relationships, they were able.
So you're able to bathe again. That's great. Great news. Great week for you.
A brand new shower head.
What made you get a brand new shower?
I'm gonna tell you what made me get a brand new shower head. The reason why I got a brand new shower head is because there's a company out there known as Modest Loft Interior. I hired an interior decorator, and they came through and they offered all these different type of suggestions. They'll offer consultations, and they literally have turned things around left and right. They're very, very talented at what it is they do, and they are the ones that basically encouraged me to step the game up, get that brand new shower head, life changing. Oh yeah. Matter of fact, out there in the comment land, anybody got a brand new shower head in the last month, put a one in the chat.
I mean, I've heard of filtering the water.
A brand new shower. Let me ask y'all, when the last time you got a brand new shower head? Resident Joe, when the last time you got one?
I would say like last year, summer.
Maybe about 6 years ago, 6 or 7.
And during summer,
it's been 7 years and you ain't changed your shower head?
Fall,
You know what? You need to sign up for a consultation. You know what?
Wow.
I need to help you by getting your life together. How to improve your life. Want to get stuff on the right track. Y'all need some brand new shower heads out there. That's what life changing. Listen, That shower head come down. You got the rope on it. You can just move it all around and all that, put it, hang it back up there. Woo!
You know, women don't shower like men. Just FYI, because we have hair that gets wet.
If you look at just
So all that little razzle dance that you're talking about, that ain't our cup of tea.
So what y'all just keep the shower head stationary? You wouldn't put it in the hand and use it?
I won't put it all on my head.
Yeah, we can't put it all over our head.
Listen, well, this one right here, you ain't got to put it on your head. You can still just use it and put it around everywhere else.
That's what you were advertising, sir.
Yeah.
Well, it's called a shower head, but you can actually shower your body with the shower head.
Well, it's called
You can shower your foot with the shower head.
it has like a head shape. I have the same one, Love Doctor. Yeah. It is wonderful though. It does massages on your back if you change
your life. Want to step your game up. Want to find ways to improve your life. As a certified life coach, I want to recommend y'all go out there, change your shower head. That's what's up. And speaking of changing the shower head, what I want to do is I want to take this time to give a special congratulations to the one and only Barra Products, because they made this really, really nice lasagna for me. They did an awesome job.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting here eating this lasagna right now. They'll make it whatever to your liking. So special thanks to the one and only Barra Products, the best chef in the world on this side that I done seen.
Amazing. That looks amazing. What kind of lasagna is that? Don't do that. What kind of lasagna is that? Is that beef, chicken?
You know what, Tula? What kind is this? I don't know. She just be cooking food. I don't even ask no questions. I'll eat it, then afterwards I ask what she put in. What is this, Tula?
Exactly. That's not turkey. I mean, that's not beef because you can't eat beef. What is that? Might be bison. Bison.
This is delicious. This is really, really, really delicious. Very, very, very delicious indeed. Oh yeah. So tell me a little bit about you. Anything that you got planned coming up, special resident Joe?
Many things.
Rest of the week or anything, or what's up? Talk to us.
Yeah, life is about special moments, and I'm sure I don't have anything planned specifically special coming up in the upcoming days, maybe next month, yes, but so yeah, I have great things happening.
Well, I'll tell you what, you sent out a really, really great article. I didn't get to read all of it, but it was something about Amazon. And I want to know if you had a moment to kind of speak on that and enlighten me, because I kind of just glanced at it, but it caught my attention a little bit. I didn't get to read the whole article. So what's going on with Amazon?
Well, I know they were laying off. I briefly was reading on different articles in the morning, usually when I wake up, and I saw they were laying off a lot of employees. And just the economy is going down here in the world, I would say. So I know they were laying off a lot of employees. I think it was I don't know if we have it here, so you can put it real quick. But
yeah. If you post it in that private chat, if you find that link, post in that private chat, and I'll pull it on up.
Yeah, I'll send it.
But they're having a huge layoff like that. I was thinking that they would be doing good because when it's just the holiday season and all that, shipping it and handling and everything going fast, seemed like they were really doing good, right?
Yeah, that's what I thought, and that's why I was shocked. But then again, economy is going down, so nothing pretty much shocks me with economy. But let's see. Oh,
I'll tell you what, this economy right here is really, really crazy. It's a lot. I went grocery shopping. I really started paying attention to the prices. I was blown away. Oh my goodness! Listen, I had a little pack of the frozen chicken tenders.
Yeah,
the tenderloins, the kind that you cook yourself, the kind that you chop up right there out the deli.
Mm-hmm.
That was like $10 just for a little carton. The things you'd be like, what, $4 or $5? The thing was $10. That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Eggs.
Eggs was ridiculous. Don't get me started on the egg.
Oh my
you
God.
get eggs like $2. Them things like $5. And that wasn't even for the cage-free eggs. You know how they got the special cage-free and all this and vegetarian diet eggs and all. That's crazy.
Yes, sir. It's getting rough. Even none of the stores that I've been in this week have recovered from, I guess, Christmas, they want to say, or whatever Thanksgiving. They just haven't recovered yet. So
That is so crazy. I was blown away. I was like, oh my goodness. Boy. I was just looking. I was just like, that is absolutely crazy. These prices is really going up and they're going crazy. And it's like people not making more money at all.
And
So,
that's what's sad. People are not
Yeah.
getting raises, and then the prices keep on going up. So what's going to happen is that people are going to get desperate. They're already getting desperate, and then
Yeah.
trying to live off the government. But I mean, how else can they live? Economy is extremely high.
Yeah, people are definitely getting desperate. You're right about that.
force people to prioritize what's important, things that were that you thought were important before may not be as important now.
Yeah,
That's right.
that's true. That's true. That's definitely true indeed, right there. It definitely helps you keep perspective in terms of where your priorities need to be. That definitely does. That absolutely positively. So I was blown away when you sent that article out about the Amazon layoff and all that stuff. But I was able to find the original article that you sent. So I'm just gonna briefly pour it up on the screen. Can you see it, Dr. Joe?
Yeah, I can see it.
So briefly tell us a little bit more about it. Talk to me.
So I know that New York, I don't know if it was in particularly New York, but it was 18 million, I believe they were laying off. I didn't completely read it. There it is, 18 roles as part of the workforce reduction is disclosed. So 18,000 roles as part of the workforce reductions. So whatever position that, it doesn't specify what positions they're laying off. So roughly 300,000 person corporate workforce, and represents a swift turn for a retailer that recently doubled its base pace sailing. But my question is, like, I don't know if it was you or Tuli that said that Christmas just passed and they sold. I mean, I buy on Amazon constantly, so I know they're making the money. So why are they laying off all these people? I'm sure they're making the money. They just bought. They're the owners of Whole Foods.
They are.
Yes. So I know they're not poor.
Crazy. That is crazy. When I saw that, I was like blown away. That is crazy. That makes absolutely positively no sense whatsoever. I was totally blown away. I was like, wow.
It could be
absolutely ridiculous. Oh yeah.
Upper people trying to take from the lower people so we can have more people work for less. Then we can have more. It could be that, because that doesn't affect them if you close down a warehouse. That doesn't affect me because I mean that's not my job. But I can, fewer people to work harder.
Yeah, fewer people do work harder. And speaking in terms of fewer people working harder, they say that one of the hardest working people that gets the least amount of credit in the United States is the school teacher.
That's true.
I agree.
So what I want to do is school teachers, they have an interesting perspective on kids and how kids operate. I recently had the opportunity to do an interview with the school teacher and get their perspective on things. And from the mental health perspective of it, I'm interested to get Resident Joe's perspective from the mental health different aspect of it. So what I want to do, I briefly want to share with you two this particular troubling video that I saw in regards to school teachers, and I want to get your perspective on it. Here we go. Let's take a look.
Like you gonna be a new one of these problems. Fuck up talking to me, Mr. Johnson. Knock the motherfucking glasses off your face. That's on my dick or my head. Didn't I tell you earlier today? I said, Markel, I said I do not talk to you that way, and I would appreciate it if you did not talk to me. I do not curse at you. Have I ever cursed at you? Yes. I have never cursed at you. Yes, you have. You know that's not true. I put up the problem that you don't even know this, John. You probably could. Come on, put some problems on the board. Fuck that. I tell you. Fuck you. Fuck you. Give you fuck you. Fuck you. Oh, that's nice.
Get away from your computer.
Shut the fuck up.
Take the coat off.
That's why you don't know how to do the problem.
Take the coat off. Take the coat off. Take the coat off. I'm asking, you will get it at the end of the day. Take the coat off. Take the coat off. I'm asking you to take the coat off. One more time, Markel. You're gonna get it, okay? You're gonna get it. You're gonna get it. You're gonna get it.
Face up here.
No, hell no. You ain't doing it. If you want to, you ain't going out the room.
Bird, have a seat.
Break it. Go on, break it. Go on, break it.
Bird,
Go on, break it.
you got 5, 10, 15, 20. You got like 45 minutes. Have a seat.
Let me out.
I'm not. You don't leave this alone. Stop the door.
No.
You break that, you're really going to jail. Move, get away from me.
No.
Get away from me.
No.
Montreal, if I change that number, then you know what to do next time. Montreal, do you know what to do this time? Here, you want to come here and work it? I said, all we do is substitute values.
What's 6 times 2?
12.
That's so sad. You have no idea how that makes me feel.
Oh my gosh, I am blown away.
Talk to me. I'm interested to know y'all's perspective. Talk to me. What's up?
Hold on, let me get Tony set up. Hold on.
I've worked in an environment like that, and this is real. It happens every single day of our lives, and I think experiencing this as a teacher and as a counselor in a school system is what made me go to, hey, these kids need therapy. These kids need help. But most importantly, these kids need responsible parents, because I tell you, I'm not blaming all in the parents, but they have to take responsibilities. There's many factors that kind of lead these kids to be this way. Family family circle is dysfunctional. The food these kids are eating at home and at school, because it's garbage food what they get in the schools. I mean, I wouldn't give it to my children, but these kids are eating this kind of food. And then social media, it's just environmental. It's horrible. So I say parents because when I would call the parents, some parents didn't care. And I worked when I saw this happening. A lot of these kids, what they want is discipline. Literally what they want is discipline, because they don't get it at home. And they want someone who listens to them. They want someone who cares for them. It's like a cry out loud for help. And I know there's that other part where we can say they just need a whooping. Yes, they do need a whooping. And that's part of discipline, and they don't get it. Yeah. Or they don't have the parents, They don't have parents.
Tuli, what's your take, girl? Show me what's your take on seeing that.
I am. That was really, really, really rough. I just want to know what anger, where his anger is coming from, and why does he have such lack of disrespect for authority, and why he has no fear of no fear.
That's a great question. No fear towards authority. You're taught that,
Yeah. I'm just really curious to know and understand more about the whole. My observation that he was disturbed by something. And I'm thinking he was disturbed by something that was outside of the classroom, something that actually transpired maybe outside of the classroom, maybe in his personal home.
Yeah.
I do feel as though there's a lack of a father present.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I also I try to take things and I try to analyze it further than what I see in terms of, yeah, we see the child screaming and we can say, hey, well, this is a bad, unruly child. But let's see if we can scuba analyze it a little bit further. As I look to a little bit further, like he was reacting to something that maybe took place in the home. In addition to reacting to something that took place in the home, it also looks like there's a possibility that whatever that disturbance is in the home, it affects him in the school, but ultimately is going to land him up either, incarcerated or either maybe, physically harmful or, him robbing places or, some sort of violence is what it ultimately leads to. But I think that this is ways that the system actually creates quote unquote criminals. So my question to y'all would be, I'm just curious to know, do y'all really feel or do you really think that this child is going to have a positive future?
Unfortunately, if we look at statistics, percentage wise, I would tell you very low chance. It's just impossible. Their reaction comes from a mental kind of point where they don't have a positive reaction towards things surrounding them. So if someone says something to them, their reaction is to attack because they're angry at life, at people, at just destiny, what they've gone through, life. So usually, I'm gonna give one perfect example. I had one kid, and he got suspended. He used to fight. He jumped off a window one time, and I got to sit down with him. And it's like, why are you so angry? Like, what's wrong with you? And when you finally get comfortable with these children, because, they need to feel trust. Eventually, he told me, I'm angry at life. My parents died. I was the only one who survived. I get abused by my aunt. I sometimes have nothing to eat. So then how do you expect this child to be okay with life when this is what his life is destruction all around? So unfortunately, this is the life that minorities and this high schools, these kids are living. And it's like, they're not getting help. I was one of the counselors that was able to sit down and listen, but not a lot of counselors have the patience and care enough to sit down and listen. And we can help at school, but then at home, they go back to that abusive environment. And it's sad. So percentage wise, not such a bright future, unfortunately.
Yeah. Something I wanted to share with y'all is the United States has the highest rate of children living in a single parent household of any nation in the entire world. Again, out of all the countries and nations in the world, the United States has the highest rate of children living in single parent homes. That rate is at a rate of 23%. While the other countries, the average is only 7% of kids come out of a single parent home. So this stat right here is saying there's literally, United States has over 3 times the world average. What's y'all take on that, Tuli? What you feel about that, Tuli?
What I feel about what they're saying? I think it's that may be because of our culture. The world here in the United States seems to me is created so that a single person can function. I don't know about the other countries, but I don't know if they're like more of a try to create family knit, situations. But our United States, I think, is created so that you can function and you can live independently.
That's right.
And, I think that's why, because guess what? If I don't need my husband, I'm gonna be gone. It's easy to drop somebody when you're not happy, because you can function on your own and you got somebody who got your back, or who can help you. But these other countries may not have that luxury.
That's right.
It's interesting that you said that. So check this out. We all know that China has one of the world's largest population. They say there's more people in China but yet there's only 3% of the people in China come from single family homes. Reverend Joe, what you think about that?
Right.
Values and culture, like Tuli said, the values and cultures here in America are lost. There's literally no values and no culture, and like Tuli said, independency. Literally in our countries, we depend on the men. There's no such thing as independent woman. It's developing, but really it's very difficult. So the men provide, the man is the head of the household, and we respect that. And kids are taught to respect the parents. So I think here you whoop a kid and this PMP is called. And there's no culture, there's no values, and I agree with Tuli. Yep.
Yeah. So I'm curious to know, as women, do you actually feel as though the man's presence is necessary in the home? Or do you think it's more of a, it's good to have it, but it's not necessarily a necessity?
It is needed. It is, the presence of a man is needed in a home. It's not a want, it's a need in the home.
Tuli's twisting up her face.
No, you talking about with kids? Oh, with in respect with children. Oh.
Yeah, father. Yeah.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. Something interesting that Tuli said was really, really caught my attention was that the way society is set up, she's absolutely right. The way the society is set up right now is, a father, the man and the woman can both function separately, independently. But what I'm starting to notice is a change. And a good indication of that change is just like what Resident Joe presented earlier, and that's that huge layoff on Amazon. Right now, the prices that we talked about, whether it's eggs, whether it's chicken, all different types of food, also just labor in itself, everything is, the prices are continuing to go up, but the actual wages are continuing to depreciate. So what we're actually beginning to see is now, in my opinion, I think we're actually getting to the point where it's actually going to take, again, the effort of the man and the woman to start working together in order to achieve a quality lifestyle in this country.
Absolutely.
So that's very, very important.
Absolutely.
Very, 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 very important. So yeah, that was an article that I wanted to just share with y'all really quick or whatever, because I know you always talk about mental health and things of that nature. But I was looking at that aspect. I'm just curious to know, Resident Joe, how do you treat a kid as far as the mental therapy? What different ways would you try to get them to process things to improve their way of acting out?
I think I've mentioned it before. My favorite method for therapy is CBT, and I continue to say it. It is my favorite. I am currently working with youth as well as adults, but my day job is with youth. And CBT, just because environmental is very important for youth, developmental is very important for the youth, because why? This is where their mind is developed. This is where their thought process is coming from. This is where mentality is coming from. What their character is made by parents. So doing CBT is like they think they don't belong. They think the worst of them, and nobody cares about them. So kind of changing the mind where, hey, this is what the world has given you, but you're still valuable. You still can do something in life. There's ways to do things. Hey, giving them examples. So shifting that mentality helps. So that's what I try to do with my youth, because they are valuable. They do have a whole future in their lives, but unfortunately there's nobody there to tell them that. And I use a lot of art therapy where they can express themselves. It just depends on what talent these kids have. And I kind of discovered that. And then that's where I go, to do the therapy with them. If it's music, I kind of use music with them. If it's art, I use art. And that's how they express themselves. Sometimes they don't want to talk.
Yeah. You know what? Elaborate. You said CBT. Let the audience know what the acronym CBT stands for.
Well, we can put it. I've said it before. It's cognitive behavioral therapy. So again, it's changing their way of thinking. I use it with adults too. It's one of the most famous therapy model that therapists use.
Wonderful for you guys.
A lot of jobs are gonna ask therapists, "Hey, are you familiar with CBT? How often do you use CBT? How much experience do you have with this therapy?" Because majority of people fail because of the way they think of themselves. So just bringing value up within themselves with CBT is a great start, and then going from there to use other types of therapy.
And the reason why I'm interested in this as well is because
so what I want to do now is there's another video that I wanted to just briefly show y'all. This right here was about an 18-year-old. Well, he was 17, but he just turned 18. I want to talk about one of his accomplishments. Too, I can hear the background noise in the background. So yeah, if you could turn down your volume really quick, I'm going to share this video. Let me know if the sound's okay, because it was echoing a little bit on my end. Here we go. Let's take a look at this video coming up.
Feel amazing, unbelievable, you know, breaking barriers, obstacles, just amazing.
Overwhelmed with emotion, Jalen Smith is coming to terms that he's the youngest African-American mayor in the nation. But his win didn't come as a surprise.
I did expect this to be the outcome, because throughout my campaign, I was always told to outwork my opponents.
He outscored his opponent for sure, winning the election 218 to 139. A small community now getting national attention.
A lot of people get to see it, like congressmen, celebrities, probably the president probably saw it already. So it's just amazing, you know, getting all these interviews and different things, like speaking with different people about my why. My purpose.
His why: beautifying the city, housing, and improving public safety, starting with a 24/7 police department, plus bringing a grocery store in town, which the city currently lacks. All that Smith knows won't be an easy task.
I'm a little nervous, but throughout my high school time, I've been preparing. I'm a go-getter. So whatever the city needs, I'm gonna get.
4 months ago, Action News 5 was the first to travel to Earl, Arkansas to speak with him. In August, he was fresh out of high school, and now his first job has won him the title of mayor.
Not going to take just me making our city better. It's going to take myself, the city council, the people to work together as a team, collaborative, to move our city forward.
His message to those who believe he might be too young for the position.
No, because I use that as motivation to me, to prove them wrong.
In Memphis, Taylor Tucker, Action News 5.
There it is, the world's youngest mayor.
Today's top stories in breaking news.
18 years old. He's got voted elected.
The way he thinks and the way he expresses himself is beautiful. Good for him.
Oh yeah. So I was really blown away to see that, to see the drive and to see how things is. And it's just one of those things where I just wanted to show a comparison of a contrast. On one hand, we have this young kid in school who's outbursting, you know what I mean, and clearly affected. On the other hand, we have a gentleman who's actually matriculated his way up to becoming the mayor at the age of 18. It's almost like your childhood plays such a critical role on your upbringing, but yet your childhood is literally something that you can't control.
Yeah.
Do y'all think is life really fair? Talk to me.
I mean, it's not fair, but again, you can always say nothing's fair in this life. If we take more responsibilities, then maybe that can change, but it's definitely not fair. You know, these kids are not asked to be brought into, we have to be more responsible as adults. It just comes down to that we have to be more responsible as adults. If you're not ready to be a parent, do not be a parent, just like your book says, right? Manage your wound, because you are damaging our generation. It's just becoming a mess. And because these kids are raising themselves, and what these kids are learning from social media is what's raising them. And it's just a mess. I am big on teaching parents that are a little messy in their parenting, the development of kids, how important it is on how you're raising these kids. These kids are going to be a mess when they grow up if you do not know their stages of life. They should be doing this at this time. They should be doing this at this age. Every age has its learning points. And if parents don't understand that, then these kids are going to be a mess. And even if you did not have the opportunity to be raised by your own parents, Be responsible enough to learn, educate yourself, and stop being ignorant. We've all been ignorant at some point. There's nothing wrong with that. But educate yourself and learn to raise your children right. We're a mess.
Big mess. Big mess indeed. Tuli, share some of your input on that.
You asked what was the question? I'm sorry. I'm distracted. Is life fair? Life is fair. Life is fair because it's going the way it's supposed to go. Things happen. I know things happen. And in reference to children, a lot of times as parents, we can be selfish and look at what we need, what we want, how we feel, how things affect us, and not necessarily consider our children sometimes and the effect that our decisions would have on us, in turn causing us to have these kids that we see. And nobody knows how your kids are going to react to if you get a divorce or if a parent dies. Nobody knows how your kids are going to react, but it's up to me as a parent to make sure that I have, like she said, equip myself, know about things that I need to know in order to keep my kids, just try to do my best. And my focus is to raise well-rounded children.
That's right.
That was my focus. I just got to raise a well-rounded child. And not my happiness, But it was about my children.
That's right.
Yeah, totally understand. Tony, welcome to the show.
Man, I've been having a hard time, man. I tell you, I don't know what's going on. How y'all doing?
Man, we doing good. We're doing really good.
I'm so tired. Listen to him. I messed around and touched up on my hemp relaxation. That thing picked me up and throw me out, man. I was helpless. I ain't gonna lie. I was helpless. I was defenseless. Woo! Listen to him. I need that like a pohawk knee slop.
You definitely would tan it up. I came and I said, "Good gracious." You was not like it was like you were gone for the night.
Really? That's good then, because this is the man who never really sleeps. So you get some good Z's.
Yeah.
I had to only get a, and especially if I sleep on my stomach, because I don't sleep on my stomach. I just can't do it. Like
that's what you're doing.
I was on my, it's on the, only I can sleep on my stomach. I have to sleep across the bed at an angle. I cannot like roll over and just lay on my stomach. I have to like roll over, sleep across ways, and my legs have to hang out. That's all I can sleep on my stomach.
I eat my side.
The whole bed.
You know what, man?
You know what? That's the laser side. So the laser slide, when I really want to sleep, I lay across the laser side. Liz, her side put me right out. I was like, oh, man, thing is so lazy.
Wow.
It's not working.
Wow. So check this out, Tony. I don't know if you were able to catch the earlier clip. We showed the reaction of a kid that was basically being bad in class. And if you get to watch that, if not, I want to share that with you and get your opinion on it.
But I saw the youngest.
Yeah, what you think about that? What's your take?
No, that's not that. He talked about something. He said the mayor.
No, the one that was yelling, Tony, that was very rude to the teachers in school.
I did not get a chance to because I've been trying to get it back up. But I did catch that. I saw that.
Well, I tell you what, I want to show you something really quick. And I want to get your input on it, okay?
Mm-hmm. While we waiting to get that, is it a saying to go to the mailbox in your underwear?
I'd like to see you gonna be and do one of these problems.
Fuck up talking to me, Mr. Johnson, before I come knock the motherfucking glasses off your face. That's on my dick or my head.
Didn't I tell you earlier today? I said,
shut the fuck up talking to me.
Markel, I do not talk to you that way, and I would appreciate it if you did not talk to me that way.
Shut the fuck up talking to me.
I do not curse at you. Have I ever cursed at you?
Yes.
I have never cursed at you.
Yes, you have.
You know that's not true.
I bet I put up the problem next, you won't even know, Mr. Johnson.
You probably could. Come on, put some problems on the board.
Fuck that.
I tell you.
Fuck you. Fuck you.
Give you
fuck you. Fuck you.
Oh, that's
Get away from your computer.
My tray.
Shut the fuck up.
Take the coat off.
That's why you don't know how to do the problem.
Take the coat off. Take the coat off. Take the coat off. I'm asking, you will get it at the end of the day. Take the coat off. Take the coat off. I'm asking you to take the coat off. One more time, Markel. You gonna get it, okay? You gonna get it. You gonna get it. You gonna get it.
Face up here.
No, hell no. You ain't. If you want to, you ain't going out the room.
Bird. Have a seat.
Break it. Don't break it. Don't break it.
Bird.
Don't break it.
You got 5, 10, 15, 20. You got like 45 minutes. Have a seat.
Let me out.
I'm not. You don't leave this morning. Lock the door.
No.
You break that, you really going to jail. Move. Get away from me.
No.
Get away from me.
No.
Montreal, if I change that number, then you know what to do next time. Montreal, do you know what to do this time? Here, you want to come up here and work it? I said, all we do is substitute values.
What's 6 times 2?
Just wanted to share that perspective of you. What do you think? Do you think he's disturbed? You think it's just bad parenting? What do you think it is? Talk to us.
I think he's hurt. There's definitely something in the home that has him. He has a deficiency in the home, and he's lashing out for attention. He put a lot out of his mouth, but he's not actually as bad as he portraying. He's just hurt, and he's so far out there, he doesn't know how to back up. You know, and it's unfortunate, you know, that administrators have put themselves between a child's safety and their own safety. And that's a lot to ask for, you know, ask for a person that comes to work to educate, you know, which everybody doesn't put their whole heart into it. But for people that do, he's the type of kid that get a lot of other kids off, like other kids, F you. You open up a doorway for so much issue. You know, I was looking at, you need to be put out, you know, immediately. It gotta be, it has to be a zero policy in order to get the respect back in there so you can help the kids that need it. I think that, you know, from the teacher and from the administrator, they allow, whether he was security, they allow too much to go on. You have to kind of nip it in the bud. He needs to get the help and get him out, because now you definitely don't have control of your class. And as an educator, he seemed from the age, you know, just from perspective, looking at him, he looks to be a person, you know, have been doing it for a number of years. And he's failed and dropped the ball, even in a lot of, you know, schools that are dilapidated or, you know, in high poverty areas. There are still teachers that demand a certain core of respect, and students know you can't pull that with them. The fact that he continues to try to educate him or use that to get him back, you let it go too far. You know, you let it go. So he definitely is a kid that needs counseling. I don't think he has a mental problem. I just think, you know, he's dealing with a lot of hurt that he deals with in his community, in his home, failure with his mom, other siblings, and not having enough of, lacking, not seeing the father. I can 100%, I'm sure there's no father in the home. And then the problem is with teachers, we expect them to have a certain level of care, then policing, then, you know, funding. We do ask a lot out of them, and we need, you know, it's to a point, like we say with police, they need not do with mental health. We need teachers to know when a child needs to be cut off, deterrent, when a child can be helped, and when you have to say, I have to cut the strings. That went entirely too far and too long.
Yeah. Something that you brought up about fatherless homes. This right here was a stat that we pulled up showing that the United States has the highest rate out of all the countries in the world of fatherless homes or single parent homes. It says that China, even though China has the largest population, only 3% of the homes in China are single parent homes. It said the worldwide average is 7%, while yet America has the rate of 23%. That's 3 times the world average of single parent homes. And that's really something right there to think of, isn't it?
Not really. If you think about it, it makes sense. If you could put the chart back up.
Yeah, I put it back up.
I mean, it's actually simplistic. You know, for America, when you look at the numbers of the children living in single parent households of any nation in the world at a rate of 23% of children living with one parent and no other adults, the United States stands over 3 times. The world has an average of 7% as a whole. The other nations include China at 3%, India at 4%, Nigeria at 5%. The problem you have is this. First of all, the so-called Negro is not an American. So there's no care, empathy, couth toward them even allowing, 2 parents in a home, especially when it deals with the so-called Negro. That's part of that's part of destruction. That's a disease. That's a disease that, disease usually come in and it takes something or it hampers something. Like a cold can dull your senses. You know what I'm saying? Certain things, you know what I'm saying, can cause a throat to be. So certain illnesses can cause dysfunctionalities, right?
Right.
What America does is called dysfunctionality with the so-called Negro man, so-called Negro woman, which impedes on, them having or both of them functioning inside of a home. When you look at China, India, and Nigeria, these are China citizens. These are Indian citizens. These are Nigerian citizens. So first, you're going to deflate your numbers. On top of the fact there are programs working toward them bettering and furthering their nation, or their culture. America, the so-called Negro, this is not its culture, nor is this its country. So there's no help, there's no guidance, there's no, no creed set saying that there has to be the father, mother in the home, unless, their molestation, drugs, or criminality that hurts or affect the family. Instead, America puts it inside the home. The homosexuality agenda, the drugs, the guns, the gangs, the impoverished schools, the low income for working. So all these are factors that actually interrupt or disrupt the family structure. So in all saying, it makes perfectly good sense. The numbers that's being shown from America and the fact that all the other countries deflate their numbers like China does about the COVID virus. Why would I want my nation to look bad? Just on another spin right quick. Even now, there's a big move of every country's putting stipulation on Chinese citizens entering their country. China is pissed. China is going off with every country. They're vowing retaliation. This just the fact that their citizens are being tested for COVID when COVID is around the world. China is vowing to repay every country that put the stipulation. See, that's what happens when you have a nation that backs you. You're part of a nation. The so-called Negro is fragmented people. We're not even together. We don't know what exact tribe we come from, what we connect to, what part of Africa we come from. Africa does not denote us. So it all actually makes sense. When you really look at it, why we're in the situation. This is why I constantly put out the creed or the push for the importance of why we have to establish ourselves and be a nation. We could change those numbers. We could change homosexuality, the whole agenda.
Yep. So what we're actually talking about, we're talking about some of the hardworking teachers that they don't get a lot of credit. And one of the toughest jobs in America that doesn't get the credit is being a teacher. So we're just talking about the different aspects and things. Just want to share with you different perspectives of what kids actually going through. So what we have right here next coming up is right here in the big city of Decatur, Georgia. I'm not sure if you guys heard of this, but there was a huge commotion just happening in one of Decatur high schools right now. Take a moment, take a look at this clip. Let me know what you think.
High school. They all walk out because the school allowed a teacher who used the N-word multiple times to come back with virtually no penalty whatsoever. This was in Decatur, Georgia. Students walked out of class in protest after the teacher used the N-word and was allowed to simply act as if nothing happened. Here's some of the video.
Decatur feels uncomfortable by this. He is still a teacher in our school and can educate us. We have no respect for him. And realistically, we have no respect for the decision that nothing has been done. So we just want to know what changes you made.
So there have been done and things will continue to be done.
Hey, yo, relax, come on now. Let's speak.
I have a meeting with several people on Monday afternoon with some of our Black faculty so that their voices are heard. And I would love to welcome all week. I've had students coming in my office and telling me how they're feeling and what they need for change. I've reached out and said in my video this week, like, invite me to clubs.
I would like to say that as community leaders, we will not tolerate no action being taken against him. Such a thing to go by with only an apology. But we want action. We at least want this man suspended. And if he is to return to our school, we need this man to at least receive some training. And if we fire him, it's going to be in Cobb County. Maybe the cab as another race teacher. We need to change this. We need to change this man.
Decatur, Georgia is in the metro area of Atlanta where I'm at. And in full disclosure, I received a request from, let's say, a friend of the school system. And that request was, would you be willing to meet with the administration? My answer stands. No, not until the teacher's fired. Now, once the teacher is fired, once there's a disciplinary process, I will. But I stand with the students. The students are not receiving the justice they deserve. So until that happens, I will simply criticize the school, the teacher, and the principal. That's it. That's what you will get from me.
What's y'all take on that? The teacher, the kids walk out of the school because the teacher used the N-word. Stage protest. What's y'all take on that?
It is. For me, I think the sad part is that the other teachers that worked with them felt that it was okay that they didn't walk out and take a stand with them. And unfortunately, him using the word is not the detriment. It's the detriment of what I would like to look at. Let's look at the grades of the kids in this classroom. Two things. Have they been socially promoted, or have they actually made it from their own academics? That's the way to really condemn them. Because the word is used from those kids. If you ask the kids, well, how many of y'all used the word? And I don't say that to take away from anything he's done, but until we can really dissect these people for who they are, we won't actually see where your real hurt is. We got other teachers of other ethnic groups that educate our kids on a daily basis that do the harm and never use the word. So it's hard to identify every racist or every person that's a threat to our people and to our future, especially when you're educated. See, this is where the damage is done here. The parents, there are no parents, typically, unless they're homeschooled, they get 7.5 hours of their children. Typically 7.5 hours of their children involve their kids while they're sleeping, the parent as well as sleeping, if they're not working 2 jobs. So the person that does the most instrumental damage or influence to your child are the coaches at school, the educators, and the other students. These are the major influences of your kids. You know, the movies they watch, the TV, the parents play very little role. So when we're dealing with this situation, I think that the parents should come together and they should take a stand on, let's go through, let's get the higher administration, the board, let's pull some grades. We need to find out how many kids of color have failed. Because at that point, there needs to be lawsuits. Then we
Yeah.
can hold them accountable. This
Yeah.
is think about it. If you hear me saying nigga, or spick, or whatever racial we would consider to be a racial ethnic, and you need to go back and see where's the damage really been done. Is the damage been done in your tongue? Or has it been done in this? I'm gonna hold for a second. But this is something where you want to look at. I don't think our people have thought about it that way, but there needs to be a neutral party to go in, unbiased party to look at how many kids of color, whether Hispanic or whatever, have failed his class. Versus if he has any, or what's the passing ratio from this guy? You know what I'm saying? And then I will look at some of the stuff to see just as much damage social promotion than you can for failure. Either one of these can crush your kid later.
Wow. Yeah. It's Resident Joe, what's your take on that?
Like Tony said, I mean, I think we have to look at it as a more of a deeper, where's this issue coming from? Study that teacher. Is this teacher even is not only the Black kids, but everyone in this classroom, are they learning? So, I mean, like he says, there are bigger problems happening right now in schools. I do have to always say, and I have to put it back just because I was in the school system, they are protesting, but I feel like, and Tony did say, he mentioned a great point. These parents are working 2 jobs a day. So they're not really spending time with these kids, So how can we fix that? I mean, how can we fix all these issues that are falling back into the children that are pretty much our future generation?
Yeah. When I sit there and I think about it and I look about all that stuff, it just really, really, on one hand, you see the teacher's frustration. On the other hand, you see the child's frustration. It's like the child is ultimately a victim. The teacher is ultimately a victim. It's one of those things where it's something that's systematically working together that really, really creates, a schism, and it ultimately can, end up challenging someone. It can damage them for the rest of their life, whatever, based on those decisions. But that being said, ladies and gentlemen, we have made it through the first hour of Two Mics and a Mind. We got a good show coming up for you. Tony got a clip about some gunshots and all this stuff going on that we about to get into, dive into, to talk about. Tuli got some stuff going on, and we always want y'all to continue to hit that cash out. What we finna do? That's right. Yeah, what we about to do now, we about to hit this little 1 minute break. Then we coming back at you in a minute. Here we go.
We're about to take it back. Ladies and gentlemen, here it is, the most listened to radio show on the planet.
This station is now the ultimate power in the universe.
Tony and Tuli on the radio. Dr. Joe's therapy on the radio. The love doctor going live on the radio. Two Mics and a Mind on the radio. Radio, turned up 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 on the radio. Two Mics and a Mind. Two Mics and a Mind. Two Mics and a Mind. Two Mics and a Mind.
Woo! Woo! I don't know about y'all, but that track right there is hot. That track right there is hot. Joe, Tuli is hot too. Who made that? Who made that, Tuli?
Who created that? Who created that track?
Who made that thread, Tuli?
Yeah. There we go. He's polite. Oh, yeah. The Love Doctor did that.
Yeah.
It's hot. It's fly.
I love it. Yeah.
Listen. I appreciate the appreciation. I remember a long time ago. It felt like it's been a while ago. How long ago was that, Tuli? I remember y'all reached me. I remember one day I was walking down the road and it looked like you was homeless.
I am homeless.
What?
I pulled up. Yeah, she was walking down the road. I didn't know at the time. She looked like she was homeless, but something just fell on my heart to just pull over, ask if she needs some help. and she was just sitting there. You know what I mean? She didn't have no food or anything whatsoever. So I gave her a bag of Funyuns. I also gave her some sweet tea that I have a cup of sweet tea that I already filled that up. I gave it to her. She was just so happy, and I told her, I say, listen, is there anything I can do for you? And she said, "It's one thing." She said, "I got a radio show and I need a theme song to open it up. Can you help?" Here we are years later. Here we go. Here we go.
So kind-hearted person.
Yeah.
Is that how really happened?
That's what happened. That's my story. That's what I'm gonna say, Tuli.
Tuli, please clear this up.
Did you feed me? Goodness.
Hey, here we are indeed. Oh yeah.
You're something.
Oh yeah. Tuli, did you ever think we get to this point? As a matter of fact, you'll be celebrating how many years? Would it be almost 10 years coming up, Tuli?
Well, in February, I think it maybe so.
Yeah.
Wow.
We need to have a 10-year anniversary. So we have a celebration. Tuli, what do you want to do for your celebration? What you want to do, Tuli?
I want to. I just want to be here. I just want to continue to talk and get resolution with my people. That's all.
You don't want to have like a special celebration for a decade? We gotta say a decade. Don't that sound like a lot? A decade.
That's crazy. Wow, Tuli, 10 years is a lot.
Tuli, I think we need to have a live broadcast where we all broadcasting in the same location or something. That's what I think we might need.
How we make that possible?
I don't know how to make that possible, but I know Tony got the money to make it happen.
Oh yeah.
So he definitely don't know.
Tony got the money to make it happen.
You just say you don't know nothing, but that's what you said.
Hey, this is what I know. This man right here be riding first class in airplane. I don't know about first class at all. All I knew, the only first class I knew was the class I went to in elementary. That was the first class, and then there was the second class.
Man, you sick.
I can't.
Wait, how's the cat in the hat coming?
Hey man, everything is everything. My favorite book actually was the Bernstein Bears. I don't know if y'all ever read that book. Bernstein Bears.
We talking about, yeah, I remember, but I didn't like them. I wasn't a fan of them. They were brown and they were clowns. They didn't make any sense. Every time look at Cinderella. Not Cinderella. What's the name of the little girl who broke it?
Snow White, Red Riding
Hood. Oh yeah, look at that. Look at that. See that? You the thief. You broke in. You stole the people's stuff. You knew you were high on drugs. And they made the golden locks. See, they glamorize her hair to make her appearance look better. They overlook the crime. You listen. Why was this kid out breaking in other people's homes, eating their food? This is something they have been known for doing for for hundreds, even thousands of years. And they made it a children's story. The children's story. What does it teach a child? The value of respect. You broke a bed. You broke a chair. You put your mouth on other people's food. All these are criminal acts. She should have gone to prison.
She needed a whooping.
You know, they have a second edition to that story. Does anyone know that?
No.
Yes.
I want to hear it. Is this a Tony edition? I want to hear it exclusively right now.
You know, they said, no, look it up. There was supposed to be a later edition they came up with where the Bears actually went to her house and tore her house up.
There you go.
And see, no one talks about that. So which tell you somebody looked at that should be retribution. But look what they're gonna look at. Now they're gonna make the Bears look like vandals. What was she?
Right.
They should have had one where she went to prison. Her parents were arrested for for a misguided child, not being responsible. You know what I'm saying? A minor being out of the care of the parent. All this should have been done. They should have been sued in court. All this should have happened. They get away with crimes all the time. Do you see it?
Sometimes I feel like Tony went to psychology school. And
this would be called Goldilocks Part 2. Is that what you said?
I don't know if it's I don't know if it's Goldilocks Part 2. But I heard
about the three bears.
About the three little bears. They're supposed to have another ending where the bears were supposed to go to her house and tear up and destroy her house. Problem is, it's not her house; it's her parents' house.
That's crazy. You know, there's a psychology class where they teach you to study every cartoon on how they're the bad in the cartoon and in the books, and there's so much negativity in these books, and people don't even know.
Did you say you think sometime I went to psychology school?
Yeah, because you do analyze the things how people don't see it that way, but who will see that? Cartoons was originally created for the army. It was kind of like pornography for the army, and then eventually it turned to be for the kids. So yeah, and they made us study that, and it's like this is why our children are all over the place because the school.
How is it?
Think about it though. I remember years ago, you had a military. They would have a cartoon. That cartoon laid on their arm with the little bikini.
That's where Betty came from.
Yeah, that makes sense. If you look, a lot of cartoons were that say you look at now, Wonder Woman, any of the females are always sexually provocative.
That's right.
So it makes sense if you look at her. They always even look at Minnie Mouse. She wore a mini skirt with high heel shoes on.
That's right.
Yeah, anything it did, they over sexualized the commercial. What's that, Rennie and what you call it? What are the things? Remember they got pull up. You can look at the one where he was chopping wood, and the other one was bent over at the other end.
Yes.
So while he was moving his pelvis with the saw, and the sawdust was dropping, it made it look like he had ejaculated.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
that's right.
I teach the parents at the web y'all as well as others that follow. They don't listen. I know all of them don't listen. They look at, oh, that's him, old fashioned. I was very sexually active at an early age. And a lot of times people don't look at what part TV, cartoons, other things, and friends, other influence, being around older people that are young, look at this. Look at this. Look at this. Watch Tell me that makes sense.
And that's homosexual.
It's typically women. Tell me that makes sense.
And so then you wonder why our kids are feeling that they like other boys.
Please finish line.
Please.
It's higher. Oh, please keep dying, man.
Over to homosexuality.
That's right, Tony.
But a lot of this plays a part. Look at it. Look, why would it be on his pelvis area near the penile area, right, the genital area? Wow, and then he's sweating. I'm trying to make it look like no, he's sweating because he's afraid the saw's gonna cut it. You know that you got put a homosexual what you call that little version in there.
Wow.
Agenda. But I mean, a lot of these cartoons, it came out late. Like people didn't know originally when the what was those little Teletubbies? One of those were homosexual. That came out.
Right. And lesbian.
And a lot of people learned later. I was like, who gave one of the Teletubbies? I was like, the Teletubbies. They don't even talk because they'll push that. They used the color. They made it light. They gave them different colors. It's just like, well, so they could be more distinctive. Then kids started noticing the behavior for one of them. The behavior was more feminine. So now all of a sudden you keep pushing this agenda. What's another one? SpongeBob, that's homosexual. I heard.
I studied that one. It's horrible. I was like shocked how much of sexual activities they had and abusive. That's what these kids are angry because there's a lot of abusive behavior in the cartoon SpongeBob. So even Winnie the Pooh.
Hold on. Who remember me talking about Winnie the Pooh walking around with just a shirt on and no bottom? I said a lot of stuff. Why would you put a shirt on him and no bottom? I mean, little small things that people don't think about. So kids will mimic what they see. So they look at, he has a shirt and no bottom. It's a lot of little kids that walk around and people have them at home, little kids. Oh, these are just walking around clothes. They still need to wear stuff appropriate. So they don't grow and they don't show themselves in front of the wrong person because that's how adults will manipulate them into homosexual acts.
I agree.
Your home, and it'll be in a little stuff. They say, well, it'll be like little girls that have little skirt they wear. They just at home. You have to start teaching them what a proper clothes in, home, out, because there's always predators who will prey on them based off of their laxation. So, and this is the thing you have to continue to push. You cannot sit around with your eyes closed. Children being molested is at an all-time high. No kid is safe. They're not safe at church. They're not safe at. They don't care what religion. Let's not play religion or try to make one religion better than the other on that one. It's just the fact that people that manipulate kids have learned how to kind of graft themselves in or learn how to float under radars. Because religion, if I come in, hey, I want to repent, I'm a sinner, I want to do right. Oh, come on. And now you got to show me this care, this love of acceptance. And now you drop your guards. And now your kid becomes a victim. It's sad, but it's true. You can't drop your guards anymore with anything or anybody.
Thank you. This needs to be said because it's happening. It's true. It's real. And our kids are becoming victims of this stuff. And we're like in La La Land. You know, it's like these kids are being molested in churches and their own homes. There's no safety place for them.
Well, do this for me. We won't even say churches. Let's say religious institution. We won't leave anybody out.
That's right. They everywhere.
It don't happen in synagogue will be a lie. And say it don't happen in cathedral be a lie. To say it don't happen in mosque will be a lie.
That's
you know
right.
what I'm saying? And I'm not saying you're a lie.
Right.
No, that's right.
I know sometimes we say things, people say, no, people will disguise themselves. People will come under any cover in order to be an attacker to anybody. And I will be the first to tell people that all eyes, like Tupac said, all eyes on me. All eyes need to be on everybody. Just because of the fact it ain't everybody, but we have to make the person or people who try to kind of come in undercover to attack our kids and even our women. You have to think, I remember years ago at New Birth, there was a baby. You remember that 2 years ago where there was a baby that was molested in the bathroom? And you had to ask yourself, how did a kid, it was a little small kid, but yeah, this was years ago when Eddie Long was living. There was a kid. Can you look that up, Love Dot? There was a kid that was molesting him and nobody was found, nobody was caught, nobody was arrested.
Wow.
The kid was hurt or small. Now you ask what parent let their kid go in a bathroom? But it's such a huge place. I won't put that, even though Long had a lot of defaults, major defaults in imperfection. I mean, just total, a travesty. I won't put the child being molested in the bathroom on him. I'll put the fact of people dropping their guards because it was a religious institution and they felt like certain things shouldn't happen. We had to get out of that mindset. We're in the world where guess what? Stop it now. Stop it. Oh, people shouldn't be killing other people because of their race.
Stop.
It's too many things people shouldn't be doing. So now nothing's off the table that people won't do.
These are the smartest people. They are very sneaky. They are analytical. They're very manipulative.
Yeah. And they'll come, and you know what a lot of times they'll do? They'll come as coaches, kid lovers, and that's how they get them. A lot of parents drop the attention. I remember years ago, when me and my wife, the second church, I was a member of Israel Baptist Church. We had this guy, he was a Roger. You remember him? He played the Oregon. Yeah, he was a big guy. He was a football coach. And he wound up catching AIDS. He died. And you think about it, he wound up being gay, found out later. I mean, so yeah, I want you to play for me. Y'all come out there and play. I was like, he wasn't our district, our area anyway, which worked out. But he wound up being a homosexual. I thought he was a big guy. He was a built black guy, looked like, all man. He was homosexual. And he was coaching football and did a lot with kids. Really nice guy. Really nice guy, and that's how they get us a lot of time. We drop the ball on. Yeah. You won't catch every one of them, but you gotta make them feel uncomfortable. Do you see anything?
Yeah. So I've been trying to search, but all I see is a bunch of Eddie Long rape, Eddie Long molestation. I don't see anything.
It was on the news.
The name of
a whole lot of them.
Where a child was molested in a bathroom in New Birth.
Yeah, I don't see that in particular. That don't mean it don't happen.
You're looking on Google, correct?
Yeah, as a matter of fact, let me share my Google screen with you so you can see what I'm
typing in. But no, what that tells you, you shadow ban what you don't need. You got Jamal over there. So if people coming out to a religious institution, what are they gonna do? Look it up, possibly. So you don't need that coming up in the search engine. Eddie Long is hard to hide. Too many people know about it YouTube. But you probably go on YouTube and find it. But that was a news story. You remember that, Tula? That a small kid was taken into a restroom molested. And when you had 20-some thousand members, maybe 10 shunts, it's hard to keep up with every person, but the person or the parent of the child is like, so how did your kid make it to the bathroom without you? But this was a small child, and it made it on the news.
And what was the answer? What was the parents' answer to?
I don't remember. I just remember the story coming up. It was some years ago, but it was when Ed Alone was the pastor.
Wow.
But the church, but that particular, and again, not just put it on that particular church because it happened, homosexuality is a problem. I personally will not allow a homosexual to be a member. I don't care what law they pass, they're not going to make me. Just like you had a religion, all religions have a basis for what they believe. Fundamentals, all religions have things that they say are do's and do nots. And this is a matter of what we believe for as a religious organization. So there's certain things that are unacceptable. And that's a behavior as well as fornication, as well as adultery, as well as drinking. A lot of things we have that are protocols for what we believe as religion. And I think, it's the fact that a lot of people are made comfortable. And religions now, like, religions can't teach on homosexual right now. Homosexuality, they do, they're going to lose their tithes and offering. That doesn't affect me one way or the other. But that's unfortunate that these people have came and manipulated the religious organization. I don't know if Islam can truly teach it to a degree, because so it's said from our white counterparts. I've never been to the mosque to hear the teaching that their homosexuality is a major influence on them. In the Hindu religion, again, I hadn't visited the religion, nor am I a member of, but it's been stated that the religion has a high concentration of homosexuality, as does the Catholic, as does the Jewish, as do Hebrew Israelites, as well as others. So no one is exempt. Everyone has been infiltrated, and there are no standards.
Wow,
that's
crazy.
Yeah.
It's the truth. I'm thankful that you're speaking the truth.
I know that's right. And speaking of the truth, Tony actually shared an article earlier today that I wanted to put up on, if you could fill us in on it, because I really don't know too much about it. But it talks about this Mexican drug cartel that shoots an American Air Mexico flight as government. Tony, I'm going to play the video that you shared, and we're going to come right back to this article. Whoa. Is that what that video was? That was the actual affiliate with that attack, that Mexican airplane?
Yep. That was the Mexican cartel were attacking a government plane because they had arrested the son of El Chapo.
Wow.
El Chapo is big in Mexico as far
Explain to me what that is. I really don't know. What is El Chapo? Who is El Chapo?
El Chapo is a Mexican drug lord, that they'll call him. El Chapo is the same person as Walmart, pharmacy, Walgreens, and everyone else. He's a pharmacist. He has a large company where they actually sell drugs. Same way these are. They just don't wear lab coats and they have guns. You go to these stores, some of them will have security too. They'll have people that are armed with guns. But he's a drug trafficker by their definition. But a lot of people don't look at it. One thing about it, you can't sell drugs where there's no need.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying? How many Lamborghinis are you going to sell in the project?
Mm-hmm.
How much cauliflower are you going to sell in the project? Because there's not a need nor a want for it. What we have to do is educate people truly to the dangers of, and we have to change the need or the desires of our people. But this is what's how the influx. I mean, with gangs, all these things are taught and promoted through a government system. that encourages. A lot of the movies that are good movies is, you know, bad guys with guns, shooting, drugs, women, and sex. Think about it. Name a good movie. Typically, it doesn't involve guns and sex and money and drugs.
You can't. You're right. That's
high rated. What is a movie? And
what you said, Tuli?
Beaches, Still Magnolias.
Okay, stuff nobody watches that was in the 1903. And Still Magnolia was about
Hold
kids.
on. Did you say beaches?
Yeah.
Now, one people at the beach in bathing suits and bikinis.
That's what you think. That's what it's about. Then that's not what it's about.
I'm sure if I went through and looked at the movie, I could show you the detriment.
Oh, it's in there. It's in there.
Was it about kids? What was Still Magnolia about? Was it about kids?
Okay. It was about someone. No, they got married. No, I mean, she had a kid. Yeah, but it wasn't about the kid.
What happened to the kid?
Nothing. The father ended up having to raise the kid.
Because?
The mother died.
How did she die?
She was sick. She was a diabetic.
Still Magnolias, is that the one with Queen Latifah in it?
I'm not talking about black version. I haven't even seen that one, to be honest with you. Sorry.
Okay.
Oh.
Okay. All right. Now I was just Googling, so I was trying to see
Check out
what Still Magnolias. I've never heard of it or whatever.
Beaches was
Okay.
good.
Oh, so one of them sad white movies.
That's what it is. Look like the Golden Girls. I see a clip of
the
Golden Girls.
It shows the white man with the ability to be able to raise a child and still keep a stable home family going. What happened? Was that failure after that?
Got him.
Come
on, Tuli. Talk, Tuli. He asked you a question.
First of all, she had a mom. That was the end of the movie. It wasn't about, oh my gosh. It wasn't about.
Look, you got him. Tony got him.
Hold on for a minute. But so at the end of the movie, though she died, did it look like he would be incapable of raising the child and carrying on from there?
He was a lawyer. Jackson was a lawyer, mother. They have
He was a lawyer. White man, black man.
He was white. They were white. It was all white.
And she dies. He raised the child, so the child still have a good life, and the father moves on.
The grandmother helped as well.
Okay,
but that was the end of the movie.
Okay, so what happens typically in a minority home? Is that typically the issue that the man has a career that's considered to be one of the higher careers in our society? Does he usually have the support to help this, to get in and help with raising the child as well? She said he got a lot of help from the grandparents to help raise. That's what I'm saying. So it's never a bad.
First of all, let me stop right there because the movie didn't even go that far. So I don't know how that person said that.
That person said because they already not listen. Because they're white.
That's a Queen Latifah version.
And plus, right, I don't know what happened. I see the black version. Plus, it was still just because a grandparent is active in a child's life does not mean that they are raising the.
But it's the fact you have the feminine part to associate with. Typically in our society, we don't get that type of help. Again, how you can tell how a movie goes on. It's just like when they tell you Snow White or whoever, and you remember you say they live how?
Happily ever after.
Wow. Tell me, so whatever good thing you can think of, associate that with them. Don't think that later on something happened and came back or there was a reoccurrence. In our situation, that doesn't typically happen. All the books went with happily ever after. So you close up, they taught us to think positive from that point on, but it's not practical when you start looking at the home of a minority family.
Facts.
So while you enjoyed the movie, and I'm sure when I go through, if I looked at the movie, I could dissect and show you key point parts to show you where there was an agenda given.
I'm going to use this because then I can focus on this, please.
I go Busted, missing in action.
What's going on? What's going on?
The man missing in action. Is he praying? He praying?
Yeah.
Hopefully he's not watching Still Magnolia.
Ain't no telling what he is watching.
Look at
You
Purple
know what?
Rain.
His microphone is on mute, so he
But he's
might be in the
doing
middle of a
something.
phone call. I'll bring it back up when he get a chance. I thought he
You
was
can get him
ready.
now. You can make him right now. He'll be all right. We need to
Okay.
make it see. You remember on wrestling, you want to look behind the screen and see what's going on.
You got to look behind the screen to see what's going on, man. That wrestling right there was something serious. I used to love wrestling, man. I used to thought it was real, but more important, what you were saying earlier, Tony, is I thought that it was actually real. You know, those cartoon, those movies, like how you can explain it really broke down, you know, Goldilocks and the Three Bears, how she was robbing the people or breaking into their house. You know, when I was a kid, something up there, I never saw it from that perspective. I never saw it as she was the actual culprit. You know what I mean? It's interesting, those cartoons in itself. I just never thought that. And I think school sometimes, you know, the creativity of your mind, it kind of gives you more so tunnel vision. This is what you're supposed to perceive.
If I'm correct, I was told a story. If I'm correct, the Bears went to jail for coming. And see, they was charged with vandalism.
I didn't know.
Let's remember, she broke their bed, she broke their chair, she ate their food. She came into their home, and yet they were charged with vandalism. If I'm correct, they went to jail. So that was supposed to be a version of that. So you can always look at, you know, the whole end is, and like Resident was saying how, you know, they were taught, you know, taking psychology classes to analyze the cartoons and movies. Or analyze what it represents. It's like they analyze the cartoons and they see the detriment in them. Don't you know you use psychiatrists and use psychology in order to create them?
That's right.
That's why they can go back through and show you, because it's their own work. It's their own, like Dr. Frankenstein could show you and explain how Frankenstein worked better than anybody else watching the observer.
Yeah. That's what. I'm sorry for interrupting you, Tony.
No, go ahead.
Well, you were saying it's important. That's why I went to this field, because they literally they study the developmental of a child, and then they create things for children. So if you put 2 and 2 together, and then you realize why our children are this way, it's because certain things are created to make our population a certain way through psychology.
Yeah.
It's always been used. There's never a time when the Greeks introduced what they call quote unquote psychology or philosophy. You know, they always use philosophize. And you know, philosophy teaches you, you know, it's a way of life. And they teach you, and they taught people, like you look at the muse, you start look at the crying face, the laughing face, all the different things. They create that, they learn what does it take to make a person become emotional when they cry, or make a person laugh, or make a person think. The muse. All these things they created for our people to take people down and control the minds of people. That's why it's so important for people to sit down. If you could allow people to hear and understand all the different things that's used against them, then people become more conscious about what they allow, and we become more educated on how. And people need to be educated on how to watch television. Because television is reality. It does. A lot of marriage, a lot of relationships have been broken up through television. A lot of them have been fabricated through. Yeah, okay. A lot of women are not happy with their husband because they're not Denzel Washington. They don't look like Denzel Washington.
They're not me. Right.
Are you serious?
Love that.
I feel you on that one. I'm just telling you.
Hold on. For white women, Brad Pitt.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, see, you know what? She don't like that. She don't like that.
Why, Tony?
We got a psychologist right here. She took psychology. Am I making this stuff up?
I'm just trying to figure out why you say that though. Why are we mad at you for not being Morris Chestnut? That is retarded. You are not Morris Chestnut.
Let me tell you why.
Well, you know what? What Tony's saying, a lot of women compare their husbands to this famous people, and it's sad because it's not reality. They're actors.
Thank you. It's not reality. A lot of women made their husband Danny Glover from Purple Hull, but you know, when he used to beat up Celie and how he
probably didn't do that.
You saw Purple Hull, whatever that thing is. You seen it before Resident Joe?
No.
Color Purple.
Yes.
Okay, so The Color Purple. Look at the theme. The Color Purple really showed more of how this woman was abused, even from a child by her father, which put the father in put him in a bad light. Did it not? She was molested from her father. When she got with her husband from a child, she grew. He just basically just took her, laid with her, and laid with every other woman. He mistreated her and the kids. So it gave a psychology of father bad, husband bad, kids right. Look at where she got her independence, her growth. Look at how everything worked out for her when she got rid of a man.
Yeah.
I ain't even think of that perspective. A minute time I seen that, I ain't even think of that perspective. You know what? You got a point.
Listen, every woman with her at the end didn't have a man, and except for Oprah. And when Oprah got it, she had feminized him to where look, he wore the same pants that she wore. All women were there in the home. It was a women house, sister power. It did not put the narrative that you think you were thinking Tula, because Tula looked at it and we all did as a child as success. She got away from a bad man. Then let's go. What was a good man? Tell me what in that part of that movie showed you a good man.
Answer the question, Tula.
She can't. She been called up. Well, was a good man. What was a good man?
Her daddy. He was a preacher. I don't know.
Let's see. Suge daddy didn't have nothing to do with her. He threw her out because she got pregnant early. So every connotation that showed of a man was a bad man. When Suge Avery came home with a man, remember, and everything happened, he got. He said, it's time for us to be leaving. You know, he was like, he had nothing to do with it. He left. So it looked like now the black man will not defend you. He will molest you. He's a terrible father.
Now, how is this?
We got a psychiatrist. We got a psychiatrist. That's what. They cannot tell me that a woman went and watched that movie and she felt good about a black man.
He's saying the
I wouldn't say it. I wouldn't.
Of course you wouldn't say it.
If the shoe fits.
And y'all will put it on every man's foot.
Wow.
Let me tell you. Boston right here.
Boston, what's going on, buddy? Welcome to join the show. What it do? What it do?
What's going on, man?
Tell them. They don't want to. She don't want to. Listen, she hurt now. She want to watch Color Purple so bad. The purple hole. But the fact of the matter is, the quote unquote black man has always been put in a bad light. I'm telling you, statistically, on movies,
it is on agenda. It's
look at this. Donald Duck, Daffy Duck. Donald wound up having a cartoon with him and a home and a car and his nephews. Daffy never owned nothing. He couldn't get a word out of his mouth without spitting. He never wore clothes. Donald wore clothes, hat. Donald went fishing. You know, it was comedy. Donald owned things. He had his nephews. I mean, he had stuff. What did Daffy have? Daffy was the laugh of the joke. He was the punchline to everything. He was the idiot. I'm telling you, they get you. I see somebody saying another movie that made a waited to.
Facts.
Wow. Have you seen
Exhale was garbage.
This is a really great topic.
How was it garbage?
Garbage.
Why? How was it garbage?
Garbage.
How?
The question is, how was it not garbage? You explain how was it not garbage.
Okay, I can tell you how it was. I mean, these were situations based on the behavior of men, of some men that they chose. Okay, that's what that movie was about, and how they handled it, and how they found peace, and they were able to exhale.
Away from who? The white man?
I mean, would it make a difference?
Yeah,
what difference?
The problem is, no, it makes a difference when you live in a society where your particular culture is demonized. That's like Hispanic. They typically make Hispanic. Listen, think about this. Hispanic men were considered to be and are considered to be still, but not as much because now there's more in that stinking because they wet back. They come in through the sewer. They don't show any of these people coming in through immigration, doing paperwork, going through that. They always show you what coming in or what they call border. They have kids. What are you next? Not us, because typically people color too ignorant. White people refer to them as anchor babies. Look at them with their anchor baby. And they don't realize a lot of these people are citizens. They have come through the immigration process, did not swim over here through this. They'll show you bad things to make you have bad connotation or ideas about people. Those movies, whenever they put a movie together with 4 black women, 3 black women, it's always going to be, this what it's going to be about. Girl, just get that and go on. You don't need no man. I'm sorry, nigga. It'll be sexy. You don't need it. That's it. We got a sister on her saying, I didn't like waiting to exhale. Listen, you know what I said? Hold your breath.
But she like beaches, so what?
Beaches be getting on my nerves.
Wow. I heard that.
Listen, Alex, have you seen Patience Tell?
Who?
Alex.
Yes, I have.
What's your thought? What's your thought?
Hold your breath.
I mean, it was a good movie.
Oh,
okay. Did you feel beat up, demonized, portrayed as a bad person? Did you feel demonized, portrayed as... Who you talking to, me?
No, I said, what did you say? No, ask what did you say?
I said, did you feel demonized or degraded? Did you feel like it was against black men or it was against bad black men who had situations?
No, that was TV, but I think it was a more bad look on a woman.
See that?
Because what women accept.
Right.
Ooh, bam. Wow.
Well, see, it's still, but see, then that's still detrimental.
Yeah, and so you can't. So I'm all, you know, it's just funny what women will tolerate and accept for a long period of time, and it's kind of like why do they put themselves in that same situation? At some point in time, women will look as if it got to come and say, why do I keep choosing the same type of man?
Mm-hmm.
What's in me to keep choosing the same type of individual? And if you keep finding yourself always got to wait to excel, let's start from breathing birth first. So what's starting this? And so that's what I like to search and dissect. But I think
what's the question, Resident Joe?
He wasn't finished with his point. Wait on.
No,
I'm sorry.
I let him finish. I apologize.
Her point. That's why she wants you to finish.
I apologize, boss.
No, that's not what I just wanted to finish. He wasn't finished.
I was finished.
Okay,
I have a question for you because you brought a good point about what women are choosing. But growing up through my whole life, it's like through high school and college, women were preferred this bad boy looking man or this players, and then the nerds were, stepped to the side. They were really not paid attention to or would play them out. Why do you think that is? Why are certain women attracted to the quote unquote bad boy guys that are hurting them constantly?
Protection.
So
protection. Because let's keep it real. And we're talking about a school setting, right? And we know if a fight broke out, who you gonna go stand behind? You gonna try to find the most populous person, or you gonna try to get with the most populous gang and to survive? You know what I'm saying? Being a nerd is not cool up until after school, when those people who had all the Jordans, they ain't got them no more. They can't afford them. However, the nerd is a part of the making the Jordans, and now it's the roles are reversed. So now the protection goes to the people with the money. School doesn't dictate the money because we're in school. We're all in an organization or in a system. However, once you even the playing field out here in the game of life, quote unquote, now women want to go towards protection. So now when you get in life, the women start, you see, well, why did that fine woman with that ugly guy? The ugly guy has a system to where a source of protection, and so that's what they yield to go to. So it just in my opinion, it's just protection when we're talking about schooling.
But in general, why are we not taught to search for certain men that on the long run, like long-term goals, will be better for us rather than short-term goals?
Well, you, in my opinion, you talk more on what you're shown on a daily basis, right?
There you go.
You look at the household you grow up in, or the people around you that you grew up in. It's all about hard working. I see a hard working man, and that's what it is, and that's what I need. But they don't understand why we put ourselves in a position to always got to be a hard working person. Like we gotta grind, we gotta make it. It's all about grinding, and get it. So a lot of women, they just want to feel, man, whatever daddy was, man, I either want to gravitate towards somebody like that, or they didn't like their dad and they say, I'm gonna get away from somebody that is my father, and I don't want to be nothing like that. So we don't choose, in my opinion, a lot of women don't choose their mate based on what they like. It's all about what they seen and what was shown in the household. The point I like, I mean, the reason I like the conversation, I really need to say, man. All right, turn it down. I like that what was talked about, because the study of the mind of, if a person, like, okay, you see what was Tuli point, right? Then you see what was Tony's point, right? If that what Tuli thinks in her mind,
yes, her mind sick. Go ahead, sick.
That is right away, of what she thinks. This is either the reality of the point that Ra is trying to get over and say,
go ahead and call it out.
Get him.
Hold on.
Cut her down, boss.
It could be.
Don't spare him. Get him. Don't be friendly.
It could be right, but if the person, hey, you see, I'm trying to make money on a podcast right now. Get out of here. See if that they know that.
Exactly. That's why you need a father in the home. Go ahead. You're a great father. Right. Go ahead.
If a person thinks that way,
yeah, she's sick.
It's hard to change if that's the way a person would think. Versus, what is the standard rule? Like Resident Joe, you may ask, okay, what is the standard rule on when a woman should leave? What should they accept? What should they not accept? It just gets to the point of, it's interesting, the study of the mind, how would people think.
Interesting perspective. There it is. Resident Joe, I'm curious, what would be your answer to your question? Ask the same question you asked him based on you. What do you think women think that way and choose that way?
I think what he said is modeling, like what you've seen. And if you haven't seen any modeling in your life with moms and dads and haven't been taught what to look in a man, you kind of see it in social media. I want a rapper. I want a bad boy. It's just what you learn. The TV is racing you. So why he said, when you don't have correct models at home, it's all about child developmental. Like, if you're not taught, you're not going to know what to look for as an adult.
Yeah. I guess y'all got a point. Y'all know I'm the relationship expert, because 99% of my relationships have all failed. So I definitely understand what fails and what causes the fails in relationship. And I think, Boss, you hit it spot on. Reverend Joe, you also hit it spot on. Y'all keep on hitting it spot on.
Well, I do. Thank you, sir. I appreciate that.
Let me ask you, what was the original question to this conversation? I'm sorry, I apologize. I was in a religious debate on the phone earlier, and that was
religious debate. No, not you.
We have one now. Religious debate. Religious issue. How religiously our women of color just continue to just kind of hate and find the failures and flaws of the so-called black man that's been given her from the oppressor, and all she can see is negativity. The chances that's afforded him opportunity, which are very limited. You're dealing with when you deal with a quote unquote black man, I tell anybody, you're dealing with a lot of baggage. I don't care where it comes from. You're dealing with baggage, because at some point in time in his life, it will resurface, he'll look at how he really does not have his roots. You don't really have, like we were looking at earlier, Bosco, about Love Doctor brought up about the statistics that 27% of quote unquote families in America are without fathers, broken home,
right.
versus 3% in China that has a 1.7 billion people population, 4% in India that has another almost billion population. But this is an agenda. This is not something that just happened because, you know, the quote unquote black man does not want to be in the home, does not love his family. He's been pushed to hate. You've had to fight. You know, a lot of kids, when it's a big home, they've had to fight brothers and sisters for food. So it's been a fight ever since, you know, from the start of being here, fighting to survive. Look at when a child is born, the way that it's actually done in a hospital is really life-taking. You know, it's more stressful for a woman to have a baby laying on her back than it is for her to sit up. You know, so there's a lot of stress from the time of the pregnancy, poking, pushing, everything. Now, when a child comes out, the child has to come out as a fighter. The whole time of survival, you know, from the time of being poked and cut and everything else, and then just in life in general, playing with other kids, it's a fight. Some kid don't like you because your shoes, you're too short, you're too tall, your clothes, you look funny, you look different. You're fighting in the home, you have to fight your cousins. And then, you know, in dating, we're not really allotted. Well, our fathers weren't the fathers that sat down and said, let me talk with your son. Let me just talk to you about things like all three of us grew up with our fathers. Did any of our fathers say, let me sit down and talk? Growing up, just like talking about things, talking to you about girls. My dad never taught me about girls other than get the wife, leave them pepperhead girls alone. It wasn't, this is what you need to look at for a while. This is what you need.
Let me ask you a question. If you had 3 bricks that were sitting on the floor or sitting on the table.
Who had 2? Go ahead.
If you had 3 bricks, which brick will be under the most stress?
The one at the bottom.
The one at the bottom.
In the middle.
The one at the middle or the one at the bottom?
The middle.
The one in the middle. He broke up. Is that me or him?
I can see you still.
It's him.
It's him. Go ahead, elaborate on these bricks.
So the point I'm getting to is, if there is three bricks, and I ask which point is the most stressful, it depends on how the person will answer.
And spinning. Okay, I was spinning, so it was spinning. Think about this. You remember seeing the movie Bloodsport?
Is that Van Damme?
Yeah.
No, I don't remember. All his movies seem alike. I seen all of them, but I can't remember which movie.
That's the one he went overseas and fought in China.
Yeah, he do it on all his movies.
He told him to break the brick.
Lionheart, that's what he did.
You remember they told him to break the brick?
Right.
Oh no, not top, bottom one. Put the force down because that brick holds a lot of pressure. Think about it. If you look at the middle brick, the bottom brick is sitting on the ground or a foundation, so it can kind of rest comfortably, even though another brick's on top of it. The brick in the middle has another brick on top, and it has to balance itself on top of the bottom brick. So the pressure we're looking at me to be more on the middle brick, and the middle brick will be the so-called Negro, because he's in between the white man and the black woman. Oh, she don't like that. She don't like that.
I think the 3 bricks are of that getting different kind of pressure. The bottom, middle, and top.
I agree.
Break it down, Resident Joe. Break it down. Go ahead. So which brick getting the most stress to you, Resident Joe?
I think it's just different kind of stress. The bottom one is taking all the pressure. The middle one is taking pressure from the top, and then also going through what the bottom is giving them, and then the top is expecting a lot more pressure coming through. So just mentally, or whatever, if we want to see it as people, waiting for all that pressure that is about to come, because we're building something. And
so
all that.
Let me ask another question, and I'll
close. Yeah, I want to hear the answer. Yeah, I want to hear the answer to that brick question.
The bottom top brick not getting pressure. It's on the 3 bricks. Nothing else coming.
So I actually know the answer because I had to do this in school. But go ahead.
So I totally didn't like that response from you, Love Doctor. I just want to.
Oh my God.
So, who's under the most pressure? The CEO, the manager, or the employee?
That's right.
CEO.
The top, right?
The manager. The manager.
The CEO.
No. The person who's under the most pressure
CEO.
is at the bottom. The people at the bottom under the most pressure.
No, the manager, the person in the middle.
So
the manager.
So what happens? What happens is everybody fights, or everybody in their stance will say, "I'm under the most pressure," whatever the situation that you are in. To me, you feel what I'm saying? So the point I was trying to make was, I think we are under a lot of pressure from Caucasian counterparts and partners, but I think we push a lot of pressure onto our wives, so they get it twice. You get what I'm saying? It's like we get the anger from what I'm dealing with here, and then when I come home, guess what? If I don't like what you're doing, listen, I done had a bad day, and if that wife don't understand, you finna feel the wrath of my whole day, right? From the other perspective, I say, well, hey, listen, you don't understand what I go through. You here, I got to deal with this out here, and then you don't have my house clean, so you need to do your part. And this was what she would say, well, dang, I'm under the most pressure, right? So my thing is there has to be some kind of medium of us understanding as a household the different pressures in life that we all face. And once we realize it, and if you operate in your role and you get outside of it, right, or you move the needle, even putting more pressure on us, and say the woman is creating more bills for the house.
I don't know what made you preach that, but preach
the woman is creating. Woo! The woman is creating more issues of things that's supposed to be looked out for that cause money to be spent. And so you get in a situation like, okay, now the pressure's coming from the middle. Because like I gotta get it from here and I'm getting it from the other side. But you all have to realize the pressure of all bricks, the pressure of all sides, the pressure of all scenarios, and the pressure of all situations. And so I realized that, and I be flat with them. Look, this is what I'm dealing with. This is what has to happen, and this has got to be in line. Period. You get what I'm saying? And so at the end of the day, the person at the top is always applying the pressure. I don't care where you at. They're applying the pressure.
Think about the NFL, the NBA. Who gets the most pressure? Who's applies the most pressure? Right.
Until you become the person that's on top. Right. The whole goal is we all live. We lived as rulers, as clean. We had our own domain. We had our own tribe. The only pressure was you had to go up and survive. You had to take care of your crop. You had to take care of your cattle. So therefore, the pressure was on you. So Dwayne brought up something. He said from the NBA and NFL, there was a situation that just happened recently.
Facts.
Dana White. Y'all know who Dana White is?
The doggone UFC owner. I mean CEO, ain't he?
He slapped and beat up his wife inside of the club. Now let me say this: the wife slapped him first. Let me play the whole thing. The wife slapped him first.
Wow.
Right, and he went on at it. Right. What happened was he went on TMZ and said, "Look, man, I apologize. Me and my wife been together for 19 years. This is what we're dealing with. I want to take care of my kids. I'm not worried about what nobody say. I want to take care of my kids, and I want to make sure my kids understand the detriment of what happened." And that was it. It was over. Ray Rice, inside of an elevator, the girl hit him. He did the same thing, knocked her clean out. Right? He couldn't play another down. It was over. It was over.
Done. Can I show you a video clip really quick?
No, sure.
You do while I'm talking. That's fine. All right. All right. Oh, that's the first slap. Boom. That's the second slap. She comes back again. It kind of fades out from there. And the thing is, when we realize both situations, it's over now, Dwayne. They ain't gonna do nothing else. Both situations, right? Both situations. 2 points I want to make. The first point is Dana White, he owns the UCF Fighting. He's the owner. Therefore, who's going to tell him what to do? Right? Ray Rice, he's one of the employees of the situation.
Yep.
So if you're an employee, you don't have the same rights at home. They can get away with it. You don't even hear about it no more. Ray Rice can't do nothing else.
Nah.
He can't do nothing else.
Not associated with football.
The calls in both situations that started this, all four of them was Trump.
And then look who instigated the black woman. And that's not making the black woman demonized, so-called black woman. But it's in her DNA now to fight him, to fight back, and then to holler, you a punk, you hit a woman. Then what are you? You're a bulldog if you hit a man. How can a man be a punk, he hit a woman, and a woman not a bulldog if she hit a man? Why does he have to be less than a man when he strikes back? Versus, how do we get into the point of you even hitting the man? Something like what happened in the club, that happens. That's not the first time that happened. It just happened there in public. It filtered out from the home. That's what people don't realize. That's not something that, it just occurred in the club. This is something they constantly do. And she was a woman and it's being shown outside that people can see that the quote unquote black home is not the only dysfunctional home. That's how you do it. You cover it up, you don't discuss it, you hide it, you put it under cover, you bring it out as an apology yourself. Just like when Ben Rothenberg charged twice for rape and never lost a season. Right. He was suspended for some preseason games, the first season game, for rape charges that they cleaned up. You know, these guys are constant where they get just like the ex-football player quarterback, Green Bay and the Vikings, Brent Favre, was stealing money from an organization, from the government, doing, hey, he said, I gave it back. In the story, you don't really hear all the coverage where it's constant money, or it's a personal color or another ethnic group. You know, it's highlighted. Look at the owner from New England. He paid for a prostitute. Nobody suspended him from being the owner. And they better clear. You know how many players were suspended who bought prostitutes in the Super Bowl? Eugene, I think, Robinson played for the Falcons when they went to Miami when they went 1 year. And they wound up coming after that in his career. He tried to purchase a prostitute. Now, Robert goes to Florida. He goes in an Asian sex park. Nothing done, nothing, all brushed away, hey, which it is. It's a personal business. A lot the same care for other races. Oh, okay, our time ticking down. So we start talking about this NFL, NBA, and the fighting game that kicks in on. Y'all know what young guys are with me. Co-host there with me, working education, some kind of knowledge of you in your homes because we care. Hey, if anybody else you mind, you tell me always mind. Every Thursday night right here on Two Lights Outside. Hey, if nobody else told you they love you, hey, we love you. And our language is called Holler. Tuli Love Doctor, Resident Joe Boston, take us home.
Yeah.
Okay. Ladies, sisters, you are not a rehabilitation center for badly raised men. It's not your job to fix him, change him, parent him, or raise him. You want a partner, not a project.
Oh my goodness.
Facts.
That was a feminist quote.
See that? What
It was. It was a feminist quote. I don't go along with it.
What was it again? That's where she get this stuff from feminist website.
Yep.
Oprah Twitter. Goodness, that was hard.
What did it say?
No, that's facts. Women, you are not a rehabilitation center for badly raised men.
I told you.
It's not your job to fix him,
Dang.
change him, parent him.
Hey.
You want a partner, not a project.
Dang, that's
Finish it. And what's the message to the men? Men, you are not a rehabilitation center for women.
Every pay her bills and buy her junk and put over her stuff.
Or better,
some woman to bring her check and put it up and stop bringing you bills, man.
That's hard.
I think we're all damaged and we should all help each other.
Nah, we ain't all damaged, nothing.
That's right. That's right.
That's y'all.
They're never killing
We have all.
That's all you doing. And truly, a heart is really not shaped like that, okay? I dissected a cat when I was in high school, and the heart did not look like that at all. In your face.
Like that's where they say love, trying to say the heart.
That came from a place of hate.
It
that came from a place of hate and anger.
It did.
Because what you say is they can say all they want to say. I got the last word, and that's the thing with women. That's right. That was not right.
That's hate. That was all hate.
With a neutral statement, a neutral poem.
Okay.
That's right.
You gotta do.
Okay, I'll give you another one.
It's gonna be another stick one.
Yeah, it's too late. It's too late. Joe, this gets to my point. I told you earlier, Joe. What's in the mind?
Yeah, the mind.
It's in the mind. It don't change.
You got a bad mind, girl. You got a bad mind.
And I didn't even pick sides, Joe. But what the person's mind think?
Yeah,
that's crazy. That was
straight hate. That was straight hate.
That was hate.
Facts.
You don't need you need a partner. It's amazing when they say that, when they don't say you in a project, when they taking your money. They don't say you paying the tab at a restaurant.
They don't say none of that.
Whenever women don't get something they want.
There it is. When you tell them no, now you gotta hear all this.
When you get a man, especially if it's a quote unquote brother, then you already know what you get. Then don't pull that you don't want a project later. You already know he's been defeated. You already know what he's dealt with. I mean, it's not hard to know, okay, he came out of a single family home, so I know what I'm doing. There's certain things he didn't say. Or he came out abusive or home with drugs. You know, just like her. The woman, you know what needs true to form? The quote-unquote black woman, this has not been funny, needs to look at her own damage and baggage that she brings to the table. It's never acknowledged.
Facts.
She acknowledges the man. A lot of quote-unquote black women are damaged. That defective can that was at the top shelf and fell off and got that dent in it, they damaged.
Oh my goodness.
It still got good stuff on the inside.
Yeah, that box of cookies that was open when it was on the table and it got cracked open a little bit, they damaged. They defective.
Oh, doctor, you are just. That's what I said.
He that can on that darn shelf.
We should all work on ourselves.
Y'all like to have an advocate for both of them.
all work on ourselves so that when we get to that togetherness, then we are not damaged anymore.
Say that again, Reverend Joe. Say that again, Reverend Joe.
We should all work on ourselves so that when we get to that togetherness, we are not damaged anymore.
But Joe,
I like that, Reverend Joe. We're gonna have you do the closing too. It's gonna be
no. That's Tuli's part. She knows what she said. That I can't.
That's that hate. That's that hate part of the show. We need that love part. Look at that.
I'm a neutral person, and I see hate.
I see hate.
I'm neutral too.
Yeah, Tuli, I'm neutral too, Tuli. I'm neutral, Tuli. I got on white. White is a neutral color.
Y'all talked about us the whole show.
No, we was encouraging y'all.
What are you talking about? We didn't talk about the whole show. We talked about school.
What he said,
teachers,
he was encouraging us.
Kids acting out. What are you talking about, Tuli?
Well, I tell you what, the whole time, Alex, that's what you want to say that?
The whole time, who?
Y'all talking about us the whole.
All we were doing was encouraging y'all. We just want women of color to understand their position.
We are encouraged.
No, y'all not.
Yes, we
Y'all
are.
are discouraged. Y'all are discouraged.
No.
Oprah has given all quote unquote black women a tongue lashing. If she didn't go below, she did it in your ear. Listen, any hole Oprah going in it, she gonna lick the ear hole or she going downstairs.
We got it.
All right. And on that note, ladies and gentlemen,
we don't even know. We got to define what is damage and when is the 3 times that women are happy. I know them.
What are they?
I don't want to discuss because
it's a lot.
The 3 times. I want you to say it. The 3 times that women are happy.
Are happy?
When they getting money.
Oh.
When they running down a black man. When they stealing. And when they with their friend running us down.
Oh. The 3
go ahead,
times.
Shar Bossy. I want to hear your answer, Shar Bossy. Go ahead.
Oh, let's really go.
When you're happy, when our kids are happy.
Nice.
Thank you.
When I'm happy. I'm happy with my husband. I'm not happy when he's not happy. Oh my gosh. You think no. I am not happy when he's not happy. No, sir.
I'm not happy when I see black shows on my TV.
See?
Oh my God.
Hey, hold on.
What's the 3 ounces, Bossy? What's 3 ounces, buddy?
Yeah.
See? And the thing is, she just stated she's not happy when she'll see her husband happy. And then when she what gets on her husband's nerve, but she still do it.
Boom.
Not his nerves.
So therefore, I'm creating my own internal damage that's causing pain and suffering to me.
Where the psychology up?
What brick are you? So I'm just saying that's not right.
I'll break it out.
If that's what you say,
you're old behind.
What's the 3 happiness for the woman, Bossy? I want to hear what your answer is.
When they spending money.
Yes.
When they getting satisfied sexually.
Yep.
Right? And they looking better than the woman next to them.
That's it. You hit it.
Oh my gosh. You think we that shallow?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I don't care any lies you tell.
Just dig it. Give them.
That last one was overboard.
Go ahead and tell it. Resident Joe, I'm telling the
Hey,
truth.
Resident Joe said you wasn't wrong now. She said you were right on 2 of them. Go ahead, Resident Joe.
No, hold on. I said the last one was overboard. I didn't say the other. I didn't mention the other 2.
You ain't say you were wrong on the other 2 though. You ain't say you were wrong.
Or right, or wrong, or right.
Dr. Joe.
Y'all not gonna keep it real. They gonna tell all these my kids and my home.
No, that's a lie. That's a lie.
Listen, I cut to the man. Preacher asked me the other day a question. Go ahead, Joe. I'm sorry.
It all depends on the woman independently, though. For some women, that is the truth, and for some other women, it's not the truth.
Listen, at the end of the day, the only reason when a woman make up sex, see, the only reason they see the comments saying
is that a woman.
No.
Women satisfied.
When women
make up to break.
I mean, I think that's happiness for the men as well.
We do.
Go ahead, Alex.
I'm just telling you, when women are happy in those 3 phases, it's hard for them. I mean, to complain. What do you want? What do you want? What do you want? Women, I'm gonna tell you, people will say, okay, why do you buy those clothes? And they will say, I like it. No, you're a liar. Because if your best friend doesn't like that out, women buy clothes, people buy clothes to more or less impress others and show others, hey, look, this is how I got on, this is what I dress. If people really wore what they like, they'll be just like kids when they walk outside. Look, I'm happy and I'm walking. The only time when kids don't know something is wrong, their parents say, hold on, you mismatching. You mismatching. Women buy things. Listen, that is the technique of sales. You don't sell to the person, actually, you sell to their friends. Once their friend like it, you'll get to sell with the person.
Oh my gosh, no.
Woo! Drop them facts.
No.
I agree with most of the things you say, Basic, but
That
today
means you gotta shop with your friends. I mean, you won't know your friend like or doesn't like it until you wear it, and that's done. So that makes
Exactly. And you know what's gonna happen when your friend don't like it? How many times will you wear it again?
I'm gonna wear it again and again because I have a different style than other
I liked
women.
it. I didn't buy it with my friend. I bought it because I liked it. I didn't say
You
girl,
bought it
that's
so other women will say, "Girl, that's cute."
That's what I'm
Girl,
saying.
I like that. Girl,
They dress to impress other women.
That's cute.
Girl, that's cute. That would holler. Girl, them some cute shoes.
And you got that from
Girl, that's
that belt looks fierce.
This is what
everything is about.
Instagram is
Oh,
teaching
look at
you.
my purse. Oh, look at my shoes.
Ooh, your hair, girl. Ooh, that lipstick, girl. Ooh, them Chinese bangs. Ooh, girl. Ooh, where you
That's
get your
always
lashes
remember.
from?
With a woman, it's hoe. You better know. That's why every hoe recognize. Men we don't wear stuff like nigga recognize my clothes. We get that. I mean, hey, this what it is. Women
Hey,
buy
we straight
hoe
with a
look at my-
t-shirt and some jeans, a white tee and some jeans. We good.
Now listen, I said that, Resident Joe. I said that from the standpoint of please cut down your anger. I said that from the standpoint of
He did. Please cut down your anger. He definitely did. He did.
What do you want to say at your funeral?
I am not.
Yes.
My preacher?
Yes.
A lot of people like what he said. He ain't gonna die. He'll live to see another day.
No. I'm with you. I'm fighting for your life. I mean, I gotta be practical. It's too many black women in the world. They hunt you down. Ain't no power in y'all.
You took out scissors on me. You took out scissors.
I have a question for you. I have a question for you. Why, if this is the happiness of this woman that you are talking about, why are you guys attracted to this woman that are attracted by money, sex, and comparing themselves to other women?
Listen. I ain't say nothing wrong with it, cause money make the cuckoo go. The money make the women. I mean, happy. I ain't mad at it.
You okay with it?
I ain't mad at it. Hey, how many ones you want? I guarantee you, they sit at home like, yeah, you start. Be dropping hundreds on your wife right now. President Joe, you will learn. You will learn. All that out of facade when it come down to it. If you make that woman happy, money.
That's not true.
Listen to me. Listen to me.
That's it. I've dated a man that gave me.
Listen.
And it does make me happy.
You not listen.
Hold on, he gave you what now?
Money.
Oh, hey, Resident Joe. Why you doing? You not here to snap? I dated a man. He was proud.
Tony.
Truth coming out now.
That's what a minute.
Money. That man had enough money. Oh my God.
That's why she's still laughing.
Yeah.
No. Okay, so I'll take that clapping back.
It's okay.
Bostic.
Wait, Joe. It's too late. It's recorded.
Okay. So, but no, it's not even the money, because this man was making the money that maybe many women would be happy with. But to be honest with you, that wasn't my happiness. Where was other things were missing? So sometimes it's not money is really not everything. That's what I'm saying. Like you might be right for other women, but you can't talk for everyone.
So Reverend Joe, for you, what does that make you happy?
Let's
hear what she say. Let's hear what she say. Go ahead, Reverend Joe. For you,
it all comes down to who is this woman. First of all,
we talking about you, Joe.
About me.
We talking about you. Cause right now you attacked me. Y'all didn't let me finish what I was saying. We're talking about Joe. What makes Joe happy other than gold? Like other two.
Well, yeah, like not only that, but being a man that has.
Oh, not only that. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Let me shut up.
We already took you there, so but I mean, I think if we're gonna grow talk as adults and as a therapist, I have to say as in a marriage, sex is a very important part of marriage. But not only for me as a woman, yeah, of course, once I'm married, that is important but that's our responsibility, right? That's something that we've been taught by my pastor. Not only that, but also values and what they're going to be teaching my kids is extremely important to me, Dr. Joe. Like, I'm not talking about other women, because this is who I am. If I have someone that can't teach my kids anything or lead me to something that I am believing in, I don't want him. To me, it's unattractive.
Joe, good sex make the women go crazy, and that's why they keep going back, and they tied to the ugly man that's broke because of that situation, which you said right there.
So because of sex, women are.
I didn't say that, Joe. I didn't say that.
For a lot of women, that's the key component of the relationship. That's why they'll make the babies with them, but it's dysfunctional as far as communication. Because a lot of times that's what women look at. If they're pleasured sexually and they're getting money, they don't worry about the emotional part a lot of times. They'll just leave the TV to do that. They don't try to interact enough to try to get to a fundamental or get to a mutual ground to kind of understand the person, to understand the man. Because, you know, the quote-unquote black man is demonized a lot of time and looked at on a negative end, but nobody looks at the plight. You know, it's not the quote-unquote black woman or minority woman that has to worry about riding out the street and the police put them over shooting. Sandra Bland is one, and like even you look at Sandra Bland and you look at what's the name, Taylor. In Kentucky. What's the name? Breonna Taylor. How many men can we name before we get to them? How many men can we name after?
Countless.
And so, you know, that's not a big fear. Black women don't go out. Do you go out thinking, oh, the police can pull me over and kill me? George, that's something y'all think about. I can go out today and the police pull me over and kill me. This is something we have to think this is a reality. They'll deal with being discriminated in the workplace, discriminated by the law enforcement, discriminated with our own women. So, you know, you deal with it, man, and people say, oh, some of us deal with it different than others, but it is a fact. And when you have a son or sons, you have to deal with the reality is you're more likely to have one of those sons killed by law enforcement or incarcerated for, you know, the rest of their life. This is a reality. So there's a lot that we have to look at. If you don't, you know, you're not being realistic. Somebody said, true, very true, Ra'ah. Sex and money is blinding for a woman who is in.
Okay, his phone broke up a little bit. I think Tula disconnected him because she didn't want to hear what he was saying. He was fighting against
he was saying great things.
He was saying some good stuff, though.
No, that's right. I ain't got no fight over here, Bookie.
He was saying great things.
Yeah. And Sharp Boss, I think he's on another call. I think his phone is on muted right now.
No, but Tony is back. And Tony, would you say that the black man?
We gotta go. Go ahead. What you say?
Is Tony, would you say that the black man is the brick that gets the most?
Yes, sir. The middle brick. He's the middle brick. He has to shift to the bottom brick to the middle brick. He can never be the top brick. He can never be the top brick.
Wow.
He's gonna be middle and bottom. He's not. Only time he's the head or the top brick is when you do statistics on incarceration, drug use, failure. You know what I'm saying? Education. Then he's the top. In any other condition, he's always the middle and bottom brick. Everything falls on top of him. He has to carry everybody else's weight and juggle it. That's not negating the fact that the quote-unquote minority black woman doesn't have issues and situations. It's just sometimes I don't think we've sat down to understand one another enough to realize, wow, we both have a lot. That's a lot. And then we come in and learn how to compensate for the other lack of, and then we learn how to kind of build and work together. And we don't ever get that. We're never going to get stability. Yeah. We'll get, like our parents, we'll get longevity of being in something, but we don't really understand how to operate it.
Yep.
Well, I tell you what.
You don't
I said, I'm sorry if I got some people upset on here today.
Man, you did a great job. I appreciate you for calling in, man. I appreciate
you ain't hit me damn time, Boston.
I really apologize, but
you ain't see me with no seals of trying to stab.
I did.
You ain't see me kicking up either.
He made us laugh.
It was said. I said you were killing the black woman. Y'all.
No, I didn't see. I didn't see you in
You were killing a black woman. Nobody looked at when the black woman said, "Oh yeah, girl, he ain't your project. You need a partner. Get that nigga out."
I know that right too. They're gonna learn you. About these quotes, this gonna learn you. She gonna be
that's what started it. The quote resonated. Honestly, the quote actually started it because I didn't like the fact that you know you got the last word and say, you know what, I'm gonna just go ahead and I think that's the problem.
Yeah. You gonna read this, Mel? She thought the show was over. It ain't over.
It was not. That was not the intention.
You could have did another one for that. You could have did another one for the woman on what?
You sure could. Yep. You sure could have. Yep. You ain't just stop there.
We're not a person. It's not a home for her. Or it just what you did. I think it was uncalled for. But it did lead to some other conversations.
Yeah. So it was healthy. It was healthy. We made it healthy.
Making our woman happy. That's what it's about. And whatever
give us sex and give us
money. No, I didn't say that. You're missing the point.
Oh yeah, hold on, and a TV so you can watch Oprah.
Yeah, I didn't say that.
That's not for everyone. I agree with Bostic with a lot of points that he says, but that's
one thing to make a black woman happy for life. You give her money, good sex.
That's hard.
Oprah Winfrey on the TV, and what's the other thing we hear they want? But that's it.
I'm gonna tell you this. You can lie in your mind and say whatever you want to say, Resident Joe, and whatever you want to say. I just want to be happy. I just want to look. Yes, it's gonna come. You know, the kids. You gonna take care of the kids, but deep down of the woman, you want to be taken care of.
Facts.
I just want to be led, and I don't necessarily need to be looking better than my
stop
next.
Stop that. That don't even sound right coming from you. Don't even stop that. That don't even sound. Just stop it. Stop the count. How young people say, "Stop the count." Stop the count.
No, because
y'all seen that?
Stop the count. Stop the count.
Look at the comment. Tuli is a toxic feminist.
Matter of fact, Dr. Joe, just say what you just said again. I want to see the audience believe it. Say what you just said.
My screen.
I just particularly don't agree with me comparing myself.
No. Say what you just said. You just want to what? Say it again.
I'm not saying it again because
when my screen froze, I didn't get to hear it. It froze up my internet. What happened?
I just feel like women want to be led correctly. That's all it is. And it doesn't necessarily mean you're trying to say that a man that has no money. Tony, did you have money your whole life? So does that mean that you couldn't lead your wife when you didn't have money?
She probably wasn't going to follow. I could lead her, but she won't follow unless she got money.
You ain't got
that paper.
Hey, Joe, when you broke, listen.
Yeah, they don't follow. That's not
that woman making that money. And you try to tell her what easier. And help mine behind you. Well, nigga, you need to get up there and do better because I'm the one that get this house. I'm paying these bills, doing this, and your lazy ass is sitting up telling me what I need to do. I'm just telling you. You can say what you want to say in your mind, but I'm telling you, when a woman bringing home the bacon, ain't nothing wrong with it. Yeah. Ain't nothing wrong with it. But I'm not gonna say, oh, when you making the money, a woman won't follow. I'm not gonna buy and say that. If you ain't bacon, it's gonna be harder on the men.
That's true. That's true. I agree with that one. 100%. That's a different statement than what you said earlier. 100% is harder. Yes.
It's gonna listen. The black woman, I tell you about her now. She not gonna follow if she makes more money. You're gonna fight. It's gonna be a fight with her. Now, culturally, like how you were raised, like coming from the South America, they're taught to the man leads, and the man typically gonna go out and do more of the work.
No matter what.
The more to take home, so there's no excuse. He has to because he's the sole provider. Here, they brought the woman out and say, hey, you go and make your own money. You could be like the white woman. So that gave her to go home and say, listen, when he come home, he say, hey, ain't nothing here to cook. And that's what come her mouth. I work like you do. Yeah. That's the first fight.
Facts. Yep.
Why you don't
right there. Yep.
Why you don't cook?
Facts.
Let me ask you something, Dr. Joe. You growing up, do you remember your daddy having to do the cooking? And your mama tell your daddy, won't you cook?
No.
See, that's how now. My granddaddy, he couldn't cook. I remember one time my granddaddy, it was taking him too long. He went and put some collard green, piece of chicken, and cornbread in a skillet. And they were like, Granny, what you doing? They're like, you can't warm all that up and that together. He said, I don't see why not. It's going to the same place. He put collard green in a skillet, and a cast iron skillet, 2 pieces of chicken, and a cornbread. He just put in the skillet. He didn't know how to cook. He just cut the stove.
You know what? I never seen my granddaddy cook either. My granddaddy never cooked.
Tula, have you ever asked your husband if he can cook like you? Or your husband can cook something?
Have I ever asked him, can he cook something?
Oh my goodness. No, you act like that. You can cook too.
No. You heard me say that? I don't want you to cook. Ew. Hello? Oh, yeah.
Right, yeah, it froze up. Listen, y'all don't get in it too deep. I don't want to break up y'all marriage now. Y'all continue, y'all work on y'all stuff together.
And that's
Y'all talk more off air.
That's
Y'all ain't gonna discuss
that's
anything
you.
on air.
Listen, I'm gonna say this. I just know residential. I just know this. Everybody can have their opinion on what they can have this book, this manual right here. I'm saying what they like. You get what I'm saying on how it should roll. This is I want to be led, and that's good. That's real good. But inside, a woman knows. Smitty, she can lie when she wants. She don't tell the truth. A woman knows what she wants. Period. And when listen to me. It's up to the man to find out what his woman really wants. What makes her happy.
Black guy.
What it is. At the end of the day, the man gotta find out, baby, what do you like? That's in life, that's in the bed. If she ain't satisfied, if you can't find out what she like, she gonna go somewhere else.
Peon.
She shouldn't.
Do like R. Kelly, peon. You know what they want to do? They don't want to tell you, they want to hide stuff and how to go find it.
Listen, I saw my grandparents being together no matter what, and I never heard my grandma being disrespectful ever.
You know why?
Exactly. 9 children. So
you know why?
Yeah, nine children. 9 children. So I agree.
We wouldn't have all that problem if the quote unquote black woman wasn't so televised. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it is. I mean, a lot of it is the friends, it's television.
Yep.
Listen,
Keep them off TV.
The black woman, listen, look at Living Single. I'm living how?
Single.
In a modern kind of world, I'm glad I got my who?
Girls.
And Queen Latifah eating the girls up. Look how they look and how they were diamonds. The guy they made, look at the guys they had around. They were diamonds. They were pretty much almost failure. Max was a lawyer. King Latifah was just tongue lashing out of you. Look how they all had them in profession. Now the cousin was stupid, but the other two got turned. What were the guys doing? What's his name? Braxton, whatever his name was. He was a gentleman. He was a plumber. He was not a plumber. He was a gentleman.
Handyman.
And okay, and how successful did he look?
He was handy.
He was stupid. He sounded dumb. He sounded like a klutz.
Oh,
hold on, preacher. Hold on, preacher. But you know what? Sinclair was happy though.
Yep.
And Sinclair was what? Guess what they showed her? Guess what? She was kind of dumb.
Yeah.
They said the only kind of.
I knew they were going.
Hey, Tootie don't like that because she knows the truth.
Yeah, the only kind of woman that will want that is a diamond. Look at Meg. All she wanted was sex from that ugly joker. Then she got to win her own girl. That's how they did it. That's the whole fact. I'm telling you, the money to sex when you go out there and get that with your girls. You can't have a productive relationship when a woman has her girls. You have to be a wife, a mother. You can't be me and my girls. It doesn't work because a lot of times.
No, I agree with that. So what's wrong with the single women having their girls until they're married?
But the thing was, there wasn't a drive to get a man. Look at King Latifah.
What's wrong with that?
You think King Latifah wasn't licking them girls to sleep every night? They wonder why they were sleeping so hard. Get up every morning, refresh. King Latifah coming out licking them like a lion.
What's wrong with that?
What?
But you guess what? No, I ain't talking about that part. What's wrong with
I'm like, what?
So why we listen? Why are we looking at that? Because there were two men on that show as well.
No, what?
You ain't right.
Men on that show as well.
2 men?
Single men on that show as well. Why weren't they married?
Let me tell you why they weren't married. First of all, one was too ugly, the other was too stupid. They should have had one. The one he was so ugly, I don't feel sorry for him. He shouldn't ever get nobody. He should be the poster child for condoms and birth control. If I believe in abortions, I put a picture up there. He was just homeless. So I mean, I don't feel sorry.
Tight.
He was his own failure, and that happens with a lot of our men. Our men are not without excuse or not without criticism, because unfortunately we do have a sad quorum of men, and they don't know how to date women or present themselves, and that's unfortunate, because we need to have these type of conversations so they'll learn how to approach women. What do women look for? But I think sometimes a lot of women, especially the women of quote unquote color, are unrealistic in what they look for. Well, I mean, I remember one. I remember years ago. Y'all know him. Only one don't know. Resident Joe, remember? Obese, and this is what she wanted. This was her qualification, Joe. The man had to make $135,000 a year.
Yeah, 6 figures.
He needed to have he had to be 6 feet 1 or 2, 3.
No
he
kidding.
couldn't be over 180 pounds, and he had to be built like a basketball player. She was built like a beluga whale. Am I correct?
That's an insult to the whale. Look more like a manatee.
Well, doctor. Why? It's true though.
Hey, y'all need to keep it real, man. This is too. You gotta keep it real.
You gotta be honest with yourself, Resident Joe. You gotta start with honesty to yourself, girl.
No, I don't. I've never disagreed with what Tony said. I absolutely
No,
agree.
I'm just saying. You say I want to be led.
I do.
want to be led.
You can't speak for me. I do.
You won't even say it again. Say it again. Tell them say it again.
Because if there's no positive outcome in me repeating it again, I there's no.
See, because you don't want to be led. See, you could be led and say it again. You ain't want to be led.
I'm gonna say
That
quiet.
looked like a beluga whale. My fault. I mean, his name but it looked like a beluga whale.
I had a question for Tony and I forgot.
Yeah, y'all can hear me.
Yes.
You were freezing, Tony.
Well, we're talking about the beluga whale. She was built like a beluga whale. I asked her, I said, what if he ate one Snicker? You know what she said, Joe? She will break up with him because he was not serious about his health. This woman weighed every bit of possibly 260, maybe 280. And she said he had to be 180 basketball built. And he had to be, she said, if he ate a Snicker, you remember that little doctor?
Delusional.
You bust out laughing, didn't you?
Yeah, I remember that. She was shaped like one of them old little flow model TVs. Actually, one of them old short deep freezers. Y'all remember old little low deep freezers?
With the knob broke off, with the knob missing, with the pliers stuck in the turner. And yeah, listen, she said he ate one Snicker and she will break up with him because he was not serious. And he had to make $135,000. She said he had to make double what she was making.
Delusional.
But see, this is what I'm saying. That's not practical. And I don't know how you could face a relationship off of what a person makes. A person can't eat. That makes that's not practical. Versus I would look for genuine qualities of the person. I want to know the color. I looked at the general qualities of a person. All that other would come. I mean, you know how many great people miss? There are a lot of great people that make even more than that. Why would you limit or put a stipulation that is monetary? You know what I'm saying? I understand I'm attracted to people of this physical character, or or this, imagery. But to say if they ate a Snicker, I will break up with them when you done ate the factory. You literally went in here and licked the bowl at the Snicker factory.
She was more. I think she was more than that. She was really.
I'll shoot you delusional. I'll shoot you more than delusional. They know that back almost exploded and killed my mother. You see what I'm saying? People not practical.
Not practical.
That's where society is. People not practical a lot of time. Our women, they still have that Prince Charming. Oh, no, I'm looking for my Prince Charming. Prince Charming was a illusion. This was a fairy tale.
A fairy tale.
my man to come and take me away. Why your man can't come and y'all can create where you are? That's what they teach you. Oh, he need to take you away. Now you stuck with these excursions. Take them. So after you get through with the trip, what are we gonna do when we get back to reality?
Lies.
Somebody said she was bigger than life. Life could not contain it.
Wow.
What I want everybody to do real quick though, because it don't make no sense. It got a lot of comments and all this stuff going on, but I want y'all to hit that cash up. They need to hit that cash up. Do not be sitting here.
The way it's going up.
Hit that cash up.
The rate is
now, look at now they're getting quiet now.
Yeah, you tell me hit that cash out, dog on it.
The resident Joe get real. You know, people like it.
Yeah,
I agree
not
with
really,
you.
Joe. You getting real. You opening up. You showing who you is. Go ahead, girl.
No, I agree. I am honest with whatever comes. I said certain things are necessary, but at the end of the day, the men that I know that are successful, that have six figures, did not start with six figures with their wife. Usually started with no money, and now they have six figures. So that woman was not looking at the money. My examples is my grandfather and my brother, and they were not six-figure men, and now they are. And their wives were not looking for that, but they were leaders.
Tula was.
I was not. You ain't had nothing.
Hold on. When you got now, hold on. When you first ran up on me, I was poor.
I did not know what you had.
You didn't know. Hold on.
I don't believe that one bit.
Hold on. Let's do that. You didn't know what I drove. Yes or no? Hold on. Okay.
I had a car too.
Okay. No, we ain't asked you about that. Did you know what I was driving? Yes or no?
Yeah.
What was I driving?
A Porsche. What?
Okay. Yeah. No. And you was driving a
Toyota Corolla.
No, you was
Exactly.
not. You was driving a Cutlass.
Nuh-uh.
You was a 1980 something Cutlass.
No.
Yes, you was. You were not driving. You didn't get that Toyota later. Don't even pull it.
Look.
No.
Yes.
I met you after I had a Toyota after.
You had a Toyota when you met me? You did not. You were driving a Cutlass. Okay. So you approached me knowing I had. She saw the jewelry. She saw the bling. She knew about the money.
Yep.
Hold on for a minute. You didn't know about the money I was putting inside it? Yes or no?
No, I did not. No.
When you found out?
After you told me.
Hold on. What? I told you that?
Yes.
Your daddy told you that?
After you told me.
Hold on for a
I had
minute.
to verify information. My dad, but I had, regardless of when, I had already known you. Second of all, you ain't spend none of that money on me while dating.
I never with it. He didn't ask that question.
Yes, I did.
He didn't ask that question. So therefore, that also confirmed that you knew he had the money.
Go ahead. Listen. She ain't nothing but like she changed my mind and she ain't nothing but a gold digger.
Yeah.
So, that's not.
Yeah. He's there.
Love doctor, who cooks for you?
You quit zero. So
hold on for a minute, Joe. I cooked for her at first.
Really?
Yes,
That's true
I cooked
too.
for her.
No, you did not.
I made you some spaghetti.
Oh, you made spaghetti. Gross. No, that was it.
Let me tell how she is. Don't believe that. Don't believe that.
They complain. See?
That's how you can't win. Listen, that's why I'm cooking for that. Listen, ask my baby, at Britt. I cooked Britt one of them hula burger. Britt said, this thing is, it's a YouTube. Can you put a YouTube video just showing her saying how good it is?
That's Britt. That's you another one.
Britt, listen, Britt said, they done did a lot of running you down there. This burger is good. It's slamming. If I made that hula burger, listen, I couldn't keep it off me. But see, I don't have time to get all my arts and craft what I did. I done cooked fish on the grill. We was like, do I need to bet? Can you make that fish for me? You can't win.
How long was that?
I can't. I did seem like yesterday.
It sure wasn't.
But that's one of the qualities Tuli Proli found in you. You're a great cook.
It wasn't.
Oh yeah. I was cooking.
Definitely not.
Oh, listen. She came up with Joe. She seemed out. Listen, I ain't defining wines and cheeses. That man.
Woo. That's great. Great. Because it was.
It wasn't true, Tuli.
No. Mm-mm. I took care of myself, and it's just that.
Hey, Resident Joe, after you get through your fake want to be led, what's the next thing? Quality.
That's what she said.
I'm okay with.
Yeah,
I'm
that's
okay.
fine. I got it. I got you.
I'm okay with people judging. I am okay with
Yeah.
it.
That's number one. What's the number two?
Everything like Tony said. Everything follows through. It's because I am who I'm being taught. I'm being taught by my pastor, and I am trying to do what I'm being taught.
Come on, Joe. Joe, we gotta be real.
I'm real.
No.
If you would have asked me when I was 17, probably maybe I would have said something different.
Not be in the bed with you, ma'am. Pastor Smith will not be at a shopping store with you, ma'am.
I was raised by my grandfather, and my grandfather installed things in my brain that I cannot take out. Then my brother. So therefore, you're not taking nothing else of my brain. This is who I am.
What makes Resident Joe happy?
After I'm married?
After you've been led, quote unquote.
But after I'm being led, I'm married, right? So then now what I'm happy when I'm married?
Yes, go ahead.
The things that you said. I would like for my husband to provide once I'm married. And I would like to be sex is an important part of marriage. So I'm being truthful.
You hear that, Tula?
That right, Tula.
You want me to be honest?
Do your job, girl.
Satisfaction.
Hold on. Now we on the subject, right? Because we probably ain't gonna never get this subject back again. So while we here, let's help the community that's on YouTube. Come here. YouTube is looking at this conversation. I see that. Anyway, is there a therapy for the sexual situations?
Yes, there is.
There should be. It's called talking. They got talking.
There's a sex therapy. As a matter of fact, me after finishing my master's, I wanted to go because I was gonna do family and couples. Yeah.
Hello. Hey, you had 3 hands saved.
I am. You want me to be honest? You said be honest. When I went for, let me finish what I'm saying. When I did my when I was doing family and couples therapy, and after that, I wanted to go ahead and proceed and study sex therapy because a lot of marriages are being destroyed because they're not being connected in that area of their lives. I didn't do it because I went into clinical into youth and kids and everyone. So I'm being honest. Yes, sex is very important in marriage.
Yeah. I think what happens too, there's not a real connection other than physical. Then the sex part plays out. 'Cause there are a lot of people that have quote unquote the sex, but if you don't really come together, I think mentally as well, then I mean, a lot of people, women say, well, we have great sex, but then the husband still goes out because there's something else that he finds that's not completely there, or a woman. So I think with that, there needs to be understanding. I think people have to have a real reality dating because it takes some, some people won't cheat because of, culturally, when I say, or how they were raised or they didn't see it, it's not because it's not actually there.
Mm-hmm.
That's good, Tony. Tony, you said, is the phone breaking up again?
Yeah, he's freezing.
Okay. Yeah, his phone breaking up. Tula over there messing with it.
No, but this is a great conversation.
Well, I appreciate you being transparent there, Resident Joe.
Is that
I appreciate you for calling her out on it. And Tula, I appreciate you for remaining silent like a woman should do.
You wouldn't answer the question. That's the thing. We couldn't get this conversation to open and honesty from you either, because you always
for release and relax, right?
Who?
President Joe. This is a good conversation. More therapeutic, right? You feel better?
No, this show, I enjoy coming to the show because I feel this is disclaimer. I'm not a therapist unless the topic is brought in, but this is more of a conversation in general, giving your opinion of life and talking reality and being honest as you can be. I just didn't just disclaimer. I just didn't agree with that comparison of other women.
What you mean?
When he said that women are happy when they compare themselves with their friends and they look better than their friends.
Well, maybe.
I didn't say that.
He didn't say that at all. See, don't do that. He didn't say that.
Well, what Tony was saying that emotional connection.
No, he did not say that.
What did you say? Correct us. What did you say?
I said, what are the 3 ways that women are happy? And the first thing I said was, Tuli, give me yours. You didn't say nothing. Right? I said, Resident Joe, give me yours. I want to be led. Stop it. That's why I said, none of y'all never said.
You can't.
Listen. I asked a question. The first thing I did was pose a question. That was the first thing I did. I posed a question.
And what was your answer?
Right. What was your answer?
The 3 things I said was spending money, happy. You're not happy spending money. So let me ask you this.
I don't spend for fun. Okay. All right.
Hold on for a minute. You don't spend for fun. Do you spend a lot of money every week?
Necessity, like I said.
Okay, not necessity. That's all I need to know.
Okay, go ahead, Alex. Please.
I'm just saying. I digress because when we get to the counseling sessions, right? It's gonna be about, hey, listen, mama, time and money ain't been spent. Stuff. If money in the bank, good, right? You come home, you have that affection, good. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna have communication. I'm not saying you're gonna have communication, but at the end of the day, you have to find, I'm just saying you find your wife. When I followed up, I said find whatever makes your wife happy. Find what makes her happy.
Let me ask you, is she gonna tell you what makes her happy, or you gotta find it out on your own?
What are the 3 answers you gave, Bostic?
Right.
It's not gonna be. You sit down with your wife and say, babe, you know I just want to sit down, but what really makes you happy? And the first thing that she said, babe, I want to be laid. That's not gonna happen. That's not gonna be.
Yeah.
That's not realistic.
That's what happened with me.
What is wrong with? Why is that not realistic? Because that's like saying I want you to be.
Maybe that's not what certain men experience, or maybe not every woman is like that. But I'm talking for myself.
That's fair. No, I'm not mad. I'm not mad at that.
I'm sure Tuli wants to be led. Every woman wants to be led.
I told him that before.
If the woman wants to be led, if they say they want to be led, a lot of things that the man asks them to do, they'll be doing it like this. The first thing they say, like this.
Thanks.
The right woman, yeah. The right woman, yeah.
Like this. But is that happening? No.
No.
At the end of the day, the women.
She didn't even want to repeat it when I asked her to repeat it. She didn't even want to repeat it.
Because you're doing it in a negative way, Lord.
All I'm saying is, you just find. I learned about my wife, right? I learned some things she wants. She wants a family. She want to make sure that somebody there for her kids to provide. I understand that. That's good. That's the quality of it.
There you go.
But listen to me. That's the quality of a woman. You find out what they want. That's good. That's some things that they can't do without. That's straight. That's understandable. But at the end of the day, there are things that want to make a woman happy. When I say happy, I mean I'm walking around, okay, yeah, I'm good. I'm not saying neglect or the rest of the stuff. I'm not saying that. But there's a mindset or that a woman want to be happy. What are the things that you like? That's what I'm saying. What you like. You ain't gonna say, oh, I want to be led. Then I say, okay, babe, what you like? Tell me some things that you like. I want to make you happy. Dang, okay. Dang, I want this. I like things. I'm just saying, you just keep it real. Get to that point. When you start getting to that point, then the man know. If you say a man want to be led, then he go lead. It's like, well, dang, man, I like some stuff too. Dang, I like to go out. Well, dang, ain't what you said at first.
What if the woman is simple?
Ain't no such thing as simple. Ain't no stuff.
Women believe they have. I'm telling what it was told to women sometimes. A man likes a woman that's mysterious. A man likes a woman he has to figure out, and that's not true.
That's not true for most men. No, the average man doesn't want complexity. They will tell women, if you want to be mysterious, women keep secrets. A lot of time, man, that's not interesting to me. I don't find anything about it. I'm not a secretive type person. I'm just kind of plain flat, and I just kind of keep going. You know, that's kind of what it is. I let you know what I want. You don't have to kind of, I don't know. I don't never know what he wants. That's not true. I'm kind of plain and flat. I say, this is what I want. That's it. Just kind of keep it that way. Don't try to reinvent the wheel for me. Just leave it like that. With a woman, she feel like she has to do something. Figure me out. I ain't gonna tell you my birthday when I was born. I'm gonna cut my driver's license out. If you don't know my birthday, that means you don't love me. You're like, this is stupid. When is your birthday? I can't tell you. You gotta go to the courthouse and go down to the court, to the records, to the state, and try to see if you can find my birth. Also, I ain't gonna tell you my last name or my address. I'm like, why? At this point, forget it. Whoever you are, you are. Not interested. You know what I'm saying? Instead of coming straight, they'll tell you something bold. I want a man to pay my bills. Y'all know women, some women tell that if a man can't pay my bills, then ain't no deal. You know what I'm saying? You want to get with me, you want some romancing. Hey, baby, money up front. And, they'll try to say it out of whore, but you basically have a whore conversation. Because they'll say, ain't no money, ain't no play.
That's horrible.
And they'll feel like they're not a prostitute, but they're saying if you can't afford to. But see what I'm saying? That's a prostitution conversation. A prostitute does not give up free sex unless the money is shown.
It's changed.
There you go.
Yeah, shown, it's changed. Well, good as she's saying, if you can't afford to pay my bills, if you can't afford
she's a prostitute.
That's prostitute.
Facts.
I agree.
She's not. She is a prostitute.
Facts.
And then when a man dumps her, he get through. That's what you do. Nobody stay. It's not a relationship with a prostitute. You pay, you play, you go get somebody else. What you doing? You got other hoes. Well, listen, you're a prostitute. I paid you for services rendered. Now I'm looking at another prostitute. It is a thing you have to teach women, and now that's not a woman call another woman a bee, a hoe. What's a hoe? Men don't. I don't know. I don't have to. Hey, what's up, faggot? Oh, ain't that no punk? Hey, what's up, old gay? What men have conversated? The fact that women call each other hoe and be slut, whatever. You're like, that's men. We don't have that. Do y'all have friends? What's up? What's up, homosexual?
No, I ain't playing like that.
What's up, sis?
Like
what's up, fag? Oh, nothing, fag. What's up with you? Gay nigga. What? You're like, what? How you had this conversation? Women are more distorted, more dangerous. Their conversation is sicker than men because we don't have that conversation. You go up, you call a man a faggot. You better be ready to get. You better be ready to get you some rental teeth. If you don't get shot.
That's true.
We don't have them conversations.
Mm-hmm.
But women do, and then they'll do that with each other. It's no disrespect. But if a man, this is a hoe, who you call her? Your mama, hoe, who you talk? And then she need to go on a talk show, but she don't need to go on no talks. When you see a talk show, quote unquote black women talk about I'm destroyed, I'm damaged because my girlfriends call me a bee and a hoe. It's the man. He yells at me. He wants me to clean up. He wants me to cook.
Yeah, want to clean up, want to cook. Yeah.
He's gonna let me continue.
Internet.
You gotta have his. What you said, Tony? I'm sorry.
I tell you what.
But I think this was a healthy conversation.
It was a healthy conversation, and what we gonna do? We finna get ready to wrap the show up because my bed is starting to call me.
Yeah, he ain't doing that anyway.
Tell me to get busy. So
Make sure when you drink tonight, the mattress stay dry.
Hey, and if it don't, I ain't gonna be mad. That being said, ladies and gentlemen, y'all hear it in the background. Tony, when they hear this in the background playing, what that mean when they hear this sound in the background playing?
It's time for a quote. I got a quote.
You got another quote.
There's so much hatred, war, and poverty.
Oh, we get ready to go part 2, and we get ready to go. Hey, we appreciate you. Let's love one another, men, women. Let's love one another, brothers and sisters. Let's love one another, try to understand each other. Let's make this a better place. Don't forget, if they ask you, do you mind? Tell them you always mind. Every Thursday night right here on Two Mics and Mind. If nobody else told you they love you, hey, we love you. And I would like to call a home. Tuli, President Joe, love Dr. Boston. Take us home.
Yeah.
All right, we appreciate y'all for this extended version of Two Mics and Mind. Thank you so much for tuning in and staying tuned. All right, Control, Alt, Delete. Control yourself, alter your thinking, and delete negativity.
I love it. I love it.
Everybody,
Yeah. Yeah. Now that right there was facts.
I love it.
I was just talking to everybody, not just the women.
That's right.
Remember Janet Jackson? Control. So let's see. There it is.
love this one.
Sneaking undercover. You got
Great job, Tuli. Great job. Great job, y'all.
We're about to take it back.
Ladies and gentlemen, here it is, the most listened to radio show on the planet.
This station is now the ultimate power in the universe.
Tony and Tuli on the radio. Dr. Joe's therapy on the radio. The love doctor going live on the radio. Two mics and a mind on the radio. Radio, turned up 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 on the radio. Two mics and a mind. Two mics and a mind. Two mics and a mind. Two mics and a mind.
All right, you do something better, I'll do something better, and we will be better together. Until next week, y'all willing. Good night.
Good night, Tuli.
Good night.
Good night, Alex. Thank you. President Joe.
Bye. I have y'all.
Uh-huh.
Bye-bye.